All right, are we live? We are live now. What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another episode of the High Council. I'm glad to be back. I appreciate all of the concerns while I was out fighting SJWs in LA, but I am back better than ever. And I'm joined by my two good friends. I'm joined by someone that is dropping amazing videos left and right, getting hundreds of thousands of views. The man, the myth, the legend, Jeff from World Class Bullshitters. What's up, Jeff?
What's up, man? Yes, I've had a string of successes. Every single video release I've had has been over 100,000 views this year, so I'm going to keep that trainer rolling. It's just about putting out good content and knowing your audience.
That's right, man. Kicking ass and taking names. And we are privileged. We are privileged to be joined by the hero of the LGBT community, Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Ethan Van Sciver. Hello, Mr. Pro LGBT. How are you?
I'm quite well. It's an honor to be here representing the non-SJW LGBTQ community. I have been invited to be the keynote speaker at the American Pride Rally, the LGBTQ Straight Alliance in Washington, D.C. Hashtag take back pride from these filthy, dirty, disgusting SJWs. Now, if you're an SJW, you're a scumbag. But if you're gay and you're not an SJW and you're in Comicsgate or you're in the Fandom Menace, we absolutely love you. Now, of course, this invitation is an acknowledgement that I am a hero to the gay community. And I proudly accept those plaudits and that singular endorsement of me as featured speaker, Washington, D.C., American Pride Rally. Thank you, gay community. Love you. No homo.
Oh, yes. And just so we want to go ahead and, talk about the obvious EVS does. I've seen a few people comment. EVS broke his microphone, so he is talking directly into his webcam. So he's a little echoey. We're aware of it. EVS, do you want to tell us what happened?
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. And don't let this happen to you. So I was wearing a big fright wig and I was at my computer. Some of you saw me in my wig. And then for some reason, an electric shock, as though I'd screamed Shazam, hit me and went all the way through my headphones, through my wig, through my sunglasses, and into my microphone. I honestly don't know how Howard Stern did it for so many years. Fried my beautiful Blue Yeti microphone, destroyed it. Now when you plug headphones into it, it just goes beep, 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 like feedback, like that, like aliens trying to contact you. So I threw it in the garbage. I reordered a brand new Blue Yeti, but this one's going to be shiny and black. In the meantime, I'm speaking through my webcam right now, guys. That's how I'm communicating with the High Council. It's not exactly professional, but we do what we do because we do what we do. And when we do what we do it like we're doing it for TV. And that's what makes the High Council different from all of the other plebs on YouTube.
Well, that's right. And production value is definitely a primary focus here of the Geeks and Gamers channel, as you've seen from my car videos that Pablo Hidalgo has become such a big fan of. Hello, Pablo, if you're watching. No, I'm not in my car, Pablo, but I'm thinking about doing like a bitch lasagna style video in my Kia that's duct taped on the side just for Pablo. I don't know. I'm thinking about going that route. We'll see. There's a lot of options, but yes, when you do have a Kia that's duct taped, production value is of the top priority here at Geeks and Gamers. So EVS is sticking with that tradition, and we appreciate that. So
is he the dude that went on about it's Ray's lightsaber now? Right? That's him.
That quote that popped up from a few years ago, I think that was Pablo. What isn't
Pablo.
it?
Yeah. Pablo was saying, well, I just thought that I was helping out the people in toys. That's all.
The funny thing is, the new one has Luke Skywalker on the box with Anakin. Yeah. So it's funny how Pablo wants to tell people that, but the real people in control have a different story for Pablo.
It didn't work, weirdos. All of your toys with the Three Stooges on the front in the top corner, Ray, Poe, and Finn. It didn't work. You put the Three Stooges on toys that had Luke Skywalker and the Emperor and Darth Vader on them. You jackasses. That's not Star Wars. That's fake Star Wars. Don't put fake Star Wars on real Star Wars. God damn you, Pablo Hidalgo. And I do blame him.
And smash the melee button if you don't mind. That's a simple request from a simple man. We are back to the old school days here at the Geeks and Gamers channel. I've only done like one live stream this entire month, but that one live stream was very memorable. We crashed the stream at 1,000 likes. We also got 1,000 dislikes, but it didn't crash at 1,000 dislikes. Interesting how that worked out, but we did crash at 1,000 likes. But that was only from my Android phone. So I don't know. Google needs to figure it out. Google owns YouTube, yet their phones crash at 1,000 likes. Or maybe that's just only on this channel. I'm not sure. But we have a lot to talk about this week, guys. I want to focus on something that obviously both of you guys have covered on your channel, and I've covered it too. Jeff, your video is doing fantastic right now, talking about Lion Rian Johnson. Lion Ryan, not to be confused with Lying Ted. We're talking about Lion Ryan with no G. And, he took to Twitter and basically just dismissed any claims of anything. He's never done a thing wrong. He is a perfect, impeccable human being, and he's only made perfect films. You've heard it from his mouth where he said there is no criticisms that he acknowledges of The Last Jedi. He said that in an interview on CNN when they point blank just said, do you think there's any valid criticism? No. And so now he's saying he's never attacked the fans. He's never said the word man babies. And Ryan lives in the world where if you delete your tweets, that means they never existed. And so, of course, he deleted 20,000 tweets after James Gunn was fired. Ryan deleted 20,000 tweets, and then he's been being a pretty good little guy for the past few months on Twitter. And then, he's kind of started talking again. So what do we think about this whole Lion Ryan situation? I'm going to toss it over to EBS. What do you think?
I reviewed the situation. I reviewed what he had to say, and I noticed that there was no discovery because, frankly, Rian Johnson deleted 20,000 tweets right around the same time James Gunn got in trouble for his tweets. I don't want to connect any dots. About the weirdo tweets that James Gunn got in trouble for and what might have lurked in the past on Roundhead Rian Johnson's Twitter. I don't want to draw those connections, but you could if you wanted to. And all I can say is this. I've seen Rian Johnson. I've seen Rian Johnson persecute the most manliest of men in the Star Wars fan community, Mike Zero. I've seen him go out of his way to persecute Mike Zero. Let me explain something to you. When you persecute Mike Zero, who puts out 8 Star Wars videos a day, at this point, get like 500 views each. He's got to pump up. Guys, watch Mike Zero's. Can I just plead to the audience? We've got 697 people watching right now. All of you, go subscribe to Mike Zero and go watch his videos when he puts them out. If you guys don't watch his videos, he's got to put out more videos. And I keep getting notifications. Okay, I get little dings. Ding, Mike Zero. Incredible Star Wars news. Princess Leia, Revelation, Star Wars news, Mike Zero. I don't want any more of that. Twice a day is fine. So if you watch his videos more, and dear friends, please do click like so he can get to 500 likes. He'll be able to slow down his production. I'm noticing at this point that the darts on his dartboard are sagging and they're about to fall out. So anyway, this is the man who Rian Johnson persecuted. Why won't he persecute me? Why does it have to be the most innocent and kind among us, like Mike Zero? What, Ryan, come after me, pal. Come and get me. I'm waiting for it. But no, that's very sad. All right. Anyway,
Jeff, the man that's got 150,000 views as we speak and climbing right now.
Make the note that it's in just a day, not like, this is an old video. It's just a day. But all joking aside, I actually threw out a challenge to Rian Johnson to show up on the High Council. Obviously, he's never going to take it. But I said, join us on the show. Talk about your movie. Because, Rian Johnson wants to throw all these things out there and make these absurd accusations. Well, Twitter is not the best place to have a discussion. We can't do it face-to-face because we're all thousands of miles apart, but this is the next best thing. So I've tried to get Rian Johnson to appear on the show to talk to the fans, to clarify the situation. But back to the tweet and all this stuff. I mean, there's a history of tweets. First off, I think Rian Johnson's a weird dude. Like, that's not even me making fun of him. I just think he's a weird guy. He's got an odd sense of humor. I don't think he's I don't know. I don't think he's very socially normal. So some of his really dumb tweets, I think, are his attempts at humor, kind of like stuff in The Last Jedi. And like in The Last Jedi, it just doesn't work. But it is suspect all this not all this tweets, but 21,000 or whatever got deleted and all this stuff, and he kept quiet. I'm pretty sure he's just making Knives Out and he's going to move on to other things. And, you know, I think he does this just for attention because he was kind of obscure prior to The Last Jedi. He's now infamous for ruining Star Wars. Well, partially responsible for ruining Star Wars.
Son of a bitch.
We're gonna just see him kind of fade off into Nowheresville. I mean, what's besides Looper? What has Rian Johnson done of any note outside of Star Wars? Nothing.
Nothing. I've never seen Brick, and I don't think I've ever seen Brick.
I haven't either. The thing is, when I make my videos, I have to get pictures of Rian Johnson, and so I have to keep looking at him. But I see pictures of him from this movie with Mark Ruffalo and Rachel Weisz, and I'm thinking to myself, he's worked with big actors before, but I just don't know how he gets these gigs. He's just not very good at what he does.
It's true. It's true. And I don't understand it. I'm still of the mindset that his trilogy absolutely will not happen. It's not happening. I don't know if it's been officially announced inside the walls of Disney Lucasfilm, but I just don't think it's happening. I think they understand that he is a liability at this point. But we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it continues to play out. But he, you know, Lion Ryan, you know, that's really all it comes down to. And
that's maybe a bitch.
Oh man, let me get to a couple of super chats real quick. Jeremy Simmons says $2 for urgent care from Star Wars Celebration fights. That's in reference to a video I just uploaded where some troll with like 4 followers just, said he wanted to punch me at Celebration. And I mean, my response to it is just, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if that's what you want to document, if you want to tell the world that you want to come there to incite violence, it is on record that none of us, within Geeks and Gamers, Fandom Menace, anything like that, have called for that. We're not there for that. We're going to have fun. We're going to meet a lot of awesome people from our community. We're going to have a good time. We're going to spread a lot of positivity with our community because we have a very positive community. And if people are coming to, incite violence, that's on them. And whether
that's not a very good way to celebrate anything. Punching someone in the face isn't a celebration.
Right.
I mean, get in the spirit of things here. I mean, do not punch Jeremy in the face. And by the way, good luck punching Jeremy in the face because he's going to be surrounded by us, by fans. You're going to have a tough time getting to Jeremy. You're going to have to get through. Well, first you're going to have to get through Jeff, and then and then even if you get through Jeff, you're going to have to get through me.
I like how I'm the biggest dude, but I'm like the first.
You're the first line, yeah.
I'm not like the final boss in a video game. I got my minion.
No, you're first.
Oh,
you're
okay.
First. So that way, there's no need to go any further.
Yeah, and I saw some people in my comments, in my video saying, "Oh, Jeremy, just ignore it." I'm not worried about it. I'm controlling the narrative. My point is they are always trying to pin this on us. The shills are always trying to say that we're saying this, and we're not saying it. We've never said it. They've said it, and so I'm controlling the narrative by facts because facts don't care about your feelings. What is it?
I'm not afraid. I'm just controlling the narrative. That was the funniest thing you've said in a long time.
Going full Ben Shapiro. Facts don't care about their feelings, Exactly. And so, yeah, this person, like, he tweeted me and then I retweeted him back and just said, "Nice pants, Susan," because he had some very questionable pants. And then he changed his avatar right after that.
Yeah. And shamed him.
Yeah. So, hey, man, they make fun of my pants, too, in this community. So, you know what? I stand by it. I wear, don't sit there and change your avatar just because Big Bad Jeremy, Geek Man Bad, said something about him, bro. Come on. Anyway, go ahead. What'd you have?
I said they've never made fun of my pants. The community
yes, they have. Mega Jetty 1, thanks for story help. Check my tribute to C3PO vid. Go to Mega Jetty 1's channel and check out his 3PO vid. And you're welcome, sir. Darth Jeremy, Lord of the Sith. Is this a new one? I haven't been live streaming all month. I'm seeing so many new Jeremy accounts now. Caitlin, are you keeping up with this? So Darth Jeremy, Lord of the Sith. Jeremy, Jeremy better dresses me at Star Wars Celebration, or I'll execute Order 66 on him. I will. I'm gonna be dressed as this boring guy that runs Geeks and Gamers. That got noticed several times in Orlando, by the way. In fact, a Disney employee said, "Are you Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Dude, it's cool to see you. Can you do the intro for me?" I'm like, are we really at that level? Like, I feel like a wrestler right now, where people are like, "Hey, do that line," you know. So it was pretty funny. Walking Tin Can says, "What's the fascination with huts, EBS? Thank you, EBS."
I like them. I like those huts. Oh, by the way, update. A lot of people are saying, "Where's your Sideshow Jabba the Hutt toy?" And I did get an update. It will be here in my hands February 7th, or the week of February 7th. I am so excited to get my Sideshow scale, like, what was it, 1/6 scale Jabba the Hutt. That's going to be huge.
That's going to be awesome, actually.
I will do an unboxing. Don't you worry.
Okay. And we're almost at 1,000 viewers. Smash that melee button. Share this video. Let's get those viewers in here. And hello to everyone that's just joining us. If you're just joining us, we will have Mecha Random 42 on later on in the show to talk about all of the nonsense going on with her and everything that she's been dealing with, from Pablo Hidalgo and a lot of the Star Trek fans from Star Trek Discovery, and the male feminists that want to claim that they respect women until that woman gets out of line. And then suddenly, no more respecting women. So we're going to be talking about that. As a matter of fact, there she is in the chat right now. So hello, Mecha Random. We will see you in a little while. Sith Kryptonian, Ernie trolled us all. Did you guys see? Yes, I just checked out your video. I commented on it, and there's a lot to that story. So I want to, I didn't pay too close attention to it. I didn't read the full blog that he made, but if in fact he did truly troll everyone, and I guess Rian Johnson and Pablo and Brian Young and all those guys were like, "Oh, this is such a heartfelt blog post. I'm just so moved by it." And if he did troll them, that's fantastic. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Well, it made for some great videos for me. Now, my opinion about whether
so you did. I didn't know you made videos on that. Okay.
Oh my God, Jeremy, you have to watch my videos about this situation.
I'm on it after this show.
They're called "Never Apologize to Star Wars SJWs Ever, Ever, Ever," and then the second one is called "Don't Ever Appease Star Wars SJWs Ever, Ever," because this always happens, or something like that. The first one goes over NERD and then what happens when you apologize to SJWs and why it doesn't work out. Do I believe NERD was actually trolling? No, I don't, because I had a conversation with him about it, and he was worried about my video. And I think my video took the piss out of him, and he's backpedaling a little bit. But the second video was more interesting because, you know, obviously Rian Johnson and Pablo Hidalgo and Matt Martin all responded to Ennie's heartfelt essay. And I'm telling you, he wrote, this was a novel. I read the whole thing. It was
a lot. I skimmed it, and it was enormously long. I'm like, my God.
Yeah. So, you know, heartfelt. And of course, they responded like, "Hey, good for you, man." I mean, they responded with decency, not like SJWs. They accepted his apology. But somebody slithered in from the sidelines, some erstwhile Lucasfilm kind of employee, hanger-on, lurker named Brian Swankmotron Young. And I made a whole video about this because it was the funniest GD, I'm you know, editing my curses, thing I've ever seen. Brian Young, who is an SJW, who used to bully the Fandom Menace, who used to try to bully us, who used to talk garbage about us before we utterly destroyed him and his career for, you know, hanging out in chat rooms with underage girls, allegedly. And in any case, he came out and said, "That was really wonderful. And I think it would be even better if you would just go and sit and talk to some of the people that you hurt, Annie. Some of the autistic, disabled, LGBTQ women of color that you probably drove from fandom. I think that would be great." Now, Brian Young virtue signaled as hard as he could, okay? And what happened to him? The fans, the weirdo, toxic SJW Star Wars fan community came after him like you wouldn't believe. Like, shut up. You know, what are all these women started attacking him, going, "Where were you when women were being accused?" And poor Brian, who attempted to virtue signal, he had to exit stage left again. You guys watch this video. I think you will definitely enjoy it. And there is a song. I wrote a song called It Doesn't Matter at All, Jackhole, that might be my next big hit. I mean, people really liked It Doesn't Matter at All, Jackhole. Some people in the chat might have remembered that, but do watch that video, Jeremy.
I will. I watched. I did watch, and I commented on it. The one where you're talking about Geek Diva Girl or whatever, and I commented this video is a masterpiece, especially your voice acting of what she would sound like. I was in tears, man. You're like, well, I don't remember that. I was like, oh my god.
I had to stop and take a drink of water every other line. Like it tore up my throat. But yeah, like. I'm telling you, you know, the thing about it is these weirdo fans, this is why the Fandom Menace is winning this year. I don't know if you guys can feel it in the air, but the Fandom Menace is ascendant. We are rising. We are winning. These weirdos are being driven right back under the rocks from whence they came. Someone like Geek Girl Diva, you poke your head out like an idiot and you tell your fans, you tell these young ladies that they need to shut up publicly talking about the accusations of sexual harassment and assault against other Star Wars SJW fandom weirdos like Bobby Roberts and Brian Young. You tell them to hush and just keep it to themselves and not let people know about those accusations. You 50-year-old weirdo, I am going to tear you to shreds on a video. You don't tell people who are possibly victims of sexual assault, who are young ladies in the fan community, that they shouldn't come forward and make it public that they've been abused because I might make $20 on a video pointing it out. How dare you? And you know what she said? She saw the video, and apparently, according to some feedback, she said, it's hard being a woman in fandom. It's hard being a woman in fandom.
Yeah, they always play the victim. I've had my run-ins with her. I made a video about her months ago where she basically said that we're not Lucasfilm customers, that we don't have a say-so in what Lucasfilm does. And I made a video on her Twitter thread, and it got 100,000 views, and she completely cried and played the victim. And it's like, you went after people. You know what I mean? Like, you went after the people. I'm standing up for the people. And EVS is right. The Fandom Menace is winning. I mean, you know, right now, I mean, EVS just crossed 95,000 subs. Congratulations, sir. And thanks. Jeff is killing it right now. Jeff, where are you at? 84, 85?
84 and change. I should be at 85. I don't know, tomorrow.
And your videos are just killing it right now. And so, and there's so many other channels within, you know, the Fandom Menace that are doing so good. And that's amazing. I mean, the support we've received, it just continues to motivate us, and it makes us understand that, you know, we are putting the truth out there, and we have so much support.
They beat us down. I mean, Lucasfilm, SJW Lucasfilm beat the fan community down for 2 or 3 years, calling us bigots, calling us toxic, writing articles about us. We're uncovering the truth about all of that. These weirdos who are writing these supposedly scientific articles and doing research about how the only reason The Last Jedi and Solo failed was because of the toxic fandom and all of this. These studies were actually paid for and promoted by the wife of Bob Iger. So at this point, this conspiracy is so vast and so crazy and so weird. If we stand up as a community and say, no, we are the fans, we're the fans that have always been here, we're the fans that that you are abusing, we're not going to allow you to abuse us anymore. We have big voices on YouTube where we can actually express ourselves and expose you when you mistreat us. We are going to win. These weirdos are failing. We're winning every single day. Every single day. I'm going to be proud to be wearing my Fandom Menace t-shirt at Star Wars Celebration. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be totally awesome.
It is going to be awesome. And it is. I mean, like the Rookie Critic, I want to give a shout out to Rookie Critic. He made an amazing video for Ivan Ortega, who's his birthday. And he got with all of us to send in a video clip where we're giving, you know, wishing Ivan a happy birthday. And he put all this footage together and put it on his channel. There's so many cool, positive people in this community. And like when I was in LA, I went up to Bakersfield and hung out with Danny, who's a fan of all of us, and he runs an animal rescue. And while we're there, like they get a call that there was a German Shepherd that got stabbed, and they had to deal with that issue. And I'm like, and this is the guy that didn't like The Last Jedi that's been called a misogynist and a racist and a sexist, all because he has an opinion. And he's standing there with two awesome ladies, and they're sitting there trying to save freaking dogs from being abused. These are the type of people that Lucasfilm is going after right now. It's bullshit, and we're tired of it, and we're going to rise up against it. We're not going to take it. We're not going to stand around and let you slander us and dismiss us and call us names. And they're basically projecting, because truly what Lucasfilm has been doing for the past several years is exactly what they're accusing us. They're anti-man, anti-male agenda, pro-women, even though they don't respect women. They just want to pretend that they respect them. But if they did, they would give Rey a fucking arc and some development. But they don't think that the woman is worth the arc. They think she can't go through any ups and downs. She just has to get everything handed to her, because women apparently can't go through character development. That's how Lucasfilm sees shit. And we're tired of it. All right.
I'd like to give Rey an arc. I'd like to give her an arc right out of my trebuchet. By the way, speaking of respecting women, very mysterious, all references to Kiri Hart have been removed from the official Lucasfilm Limited website. So very interesting. Rumors are Kiri Hart, who was thought to be the replacement for the exiting Kathleen Kennedy, if she has exited. We don't know what's going on over there. Kiri Hart, if you actually go to the Lucasfilm website and click on the leadership button, and you see the pictures of all the people who were behind Lucasfilm, Kiri Hart is no longer pictured there. By the way, I counted, there were 12 women and 12 men. I was like, there are too many women here. No, wrong. They're the same amount. Say 12 women, 12 men. They bounce it out evenly. Maybe that's why they kicked Kiri Hart out, if they did, because she made it 13-12. But this is interesting. I don't know what we're going to do without Kiri Hart.
I think if Kiri Hart is in fact gone, I'm going full Jeb Bush and asking everybody in the chat to please clap. Please clap.
Please clap for exiting Kiri Hart.
So now Itchy's the one that did Itchy tag us on Twitter about that. Who actually broke that story to us? I mean, I've got tagged a few times. So where are we getting this info from? So is
maybe
this for sure?
Racer, but no, it's not for sure. It's not.
Okay.
There's no confirmation, but the rumors are that she was clashing with JJ and on behalf of the story group on The Force Awakens. And JJ's back, of course. Lucasfilm is relying on JJ Abrams to bring it home and fix all of the disastrous mistakes that they've made without him. So I mean, it's interesting that with JJ having so much control and Lucasfilm relying on him, and he having problems with Kiri Hart, the Kiri Hart's no longer pictured on the website. Draw your own conclusions. These are just rumors at this point. Could be true, maybe not, but it is interesting.
And it goes to the power of what we have now in the space that we're living in, all the shills' minds. Whenever we pass along a rumor, they freak out. They lose their mind. You guys are spreading misinformation. We're just passing along a rumor that's going on. If nobody cares about what we're saying and we have no power, who cares what we say? Obviously, a lot of people care what we say, and you guys are intimidated by that.
Jeremy, Lucasfilm could actually shut us up by being more transparent and stop 100%. Spreading lies through the media, which is what they do. They float lies, they float rumors, they try to test out ideas on the audience using garbage websites like Screen Rant. If they wanted us to stop talking about rumors and wondering why Kiri Hart is no longer listed on the website, they would actually just come out and say so. She's either 100%. There or she's not. Where is she?
Well, and I made this video about Nintendo and their transparency with the whole situation with Metroid Prime and how they were so open with, the project and what happened. And they basically, the project was announced about a year ago. They got a little ways into the development. They didn't like what they were seeing, and they shut the entire project down, and they're starting over from scratch, and they've delayed the release for several years because they're committed to giving a quality product to their fans and their customers, whereas Kathleen Kennedy lets Solo get 90% done before she decides to, wake up and do her job. And the whole entire thing gets a massive ballooned budget because she doesn't know how to do her job. And then what EVS is saying and how they make no mistake. Disney floats or Lucasfilm Disney, they float out all of this information to sources for people to run with it so they can test the waters to see how people react. That happens. And if you don't understand that that happens, then you're not living in the same reality as the rest of us, because this is how the game is played. And either you understand that or you don't. So Lucasfilm and Disney is always playing the media manipulation games constantly. And EVS is 100% right again. They could totally shut us down, not shut us down in theory of like our platform, but shut our theories down, our ideas and the things that we're saying, because all we have is speculation because they won't tell us anything. All they want to do is put out misinformation. So all we can do is run with that information and come to our own conclusion and our own theories around it. So anyway, Jeff, got anything to add to that?
No, I haven't really been following the Kiri Hart situation. I tried.
Well, I just heard about this. I think this just broke.
Broke 3 hours ago.
Yeah. So, and by the way, you mentioned Data Racer. I want to give a shout out to Data Racer. Data Racer is always providing some awesome content for us.
Oh, yeah.
So, Data Racer is always doing a good job. All right. Let me get to a few more super chats. Black Angus reviews. What's up, my friend? Mike Zero was arrested recently. Myself and a fellow Star Wars collaborator, Drunk 3PO, are covering it as it develops. More coming soon. Free Mike Zero.
Now, is that true? Because I heard that. Has Mike Zero been arrested?
I know Black Angus made a video on this, but I don't know if it's a joke or not.
I think it's a joke.
I think it's a joke. I think Black Angus is a good guy though. Good channel right there. And they gave me a shout out the other day. So go Jirify. EVS saw that Green Lantern soft cover coming out. What does recut mean?
What does recut mean? You mean rebirth? I didn't know it said recut on it. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. And then go Jerify. I'll get to your next comment. That's for EVS here in just a minute. Let's see. Moist Visions Inc. said, need this high council. Glad to hear you guys. Is that Brandon Moist?
Yeah. He started his own channel.
Good to have you here, sir. Good to have you here. And we're glad to be back all together. Finally, it's been, I've been traveling so much lately. And so, but we've had great episodes regardless of as to who was here. TC Does Comics. It's hilarious that Roundhead Ryan thinks he can delete tweets and claim he's an angel. Or he's been an angel. Keep up the common sense, fellas. Thank you so much for the super chat. And you are 100% right. Sith Kryptonian, Uncle E, Ernie trolled Ryan and Pablo. Just made a video about it. Have a great show, guys. Love you all. I'll be watching it later tonight. So, EVS kind of touched on that a little bit. EVS, you back?
Yeah, I'm here. I've got the book.
Well, Go Jerify also says, EVS, your new mic sounds fantastic. So you're getting compliments on your mic now.
It doesn't sound that good. Tomorrow I'll be better.
Mr. V says, liar, liar, Roundhead on fire. Let's see. CR Khan 4457. It's beautiful Ted now, Mr. Jeremy. I mean, have you seen that beard though? Oh, what is that? I don't know what that's in reference to. Was that something we were talking about earlier? I don't know. That might be over my head. The Grand Inquisitor, do your part. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Service guarantees citizenship. Would you like to know more? Good old shout out to Starship Troopers. Go Jerify. Mike Hero. He ain't no zero. Ryan the Zero. Zebulon Pike. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? It jumped around on me. My God, there's a lot of super chats. Zebulon Pike says, look up Ryan Johnson on Urban Dictionary. You're welcome. Oh, man. Can somebody look that up?
In my video.
You did that in your video?
No, I almost put it in because
what is it? What is it?
Hold on, I'll pull it up real quick. It's about screwing up the unbelief because I coined the term Johnson did in one of my older videos, and now
here.
Let's see, Ryan Johnson. Here we go. So Ryan Johnson Urban Dictionary: to take something amazing and remove all the good parts till you have a pile of shit.
Yes. I'm sorry. CR Khan says it isn't lying, Ted. It's beautiful, Ted. My bad. He's talking about Ted Cruz's beard. My bad. Okay, I get the reference now. My fault. Okay, EVS, you got an update on that super chat? The recut or whatever?
I've got the book here, Green Lantern by Jeff Johns. So what they're doing is they're collecting Jeff Johns' entire run on Green Lantern, which was a lengthy amount of stuff, and of course, a good portion of it was drawn by me. So this is the Jeff Johns Green Lantern Chronicle. It's available on Amazon now in softcover for the first time. I showed it on Twitter. It is $25 US. So if you go to Amazon and want to pick up a copy of this, you're going to see about 7 issues worth of some of my best work. And enjoy. Absolutely enjoy. And thank you.
Nice. And we broke 1,200 viewers, or no, we just dropped below it. But thank you to everyone that's joined. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. That is a simple request from a simple man, a small-time YouTuber that is being viciously attacked by Pablo Hidalgo and Lucasfilm, and I'm just trying my best to make my way in this world. Obviously, I'm virtue signaling a little bit. Okay, anyway, sarcastically, might I add. All right, Scott Ski 02 Jeff. So you're saying Johnsoned it? I think you've said that many times on your videos, Jeff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Love emoji Jeremy. That's a new one. I've never seen this one either. Love emoji. James Gunner Roundhead keeps sliding into my DMs. You might want to report them to Twitter. Go Jerify. Rian Johnson was kicked out of the Lollipop Guild. The Last Jedi Russian bot, EVS, promised the Wards video before celebration. So what's the update on that, EVS?
I'm still working on it, but it's about 40 minutes long. And, you know, every time I'm, you know, there's always something new to do. So I kind of have been put off by more interesting news, I guess.
Okay.
I know everybody wants it. Even my little brother Noah said, "Where's number 4?" Ethan. I was like, "Yeah, I gotta do that."
All right. MW77 EVS a CF Omnibus would make a killing. Cyberfrog. Okay, I was wondering. So what's would make a killing? So EVS is gonna change. Well, he's already changing the comics industry, and he's gonna continue. I think Cyberfrog is going to be on the level of Batman and Superman when it's all said and done. So Michael Dialer says, "Hail." By the way, Jeremy would get his ass kicked. Hey, bring it, bro. Bring it. I've got Jeff and EVS and Ivan. I'm good, man. So go Jerify. Jeremy, if Chewie and Spock were in a shower, who would soap who first? Well, I'm not going to answer that specific question, but I will give you guys a teaser that I have seen Solo. I've got to rewatch it because when I was sick last week with a sinus infection, I was miserable because I couldn't sleep. And I decision to just continue to just, you know, cough and be miserable or be miserable and watch Solo. So I was on Netflix and I watched Solo, but I've watched it like in 3 different parts because I kept falling asleep. And I'm not going to give my opinion of it yet. I want to rewatch it. I will say that it's kind of boring. That's all I'll say. But it's definitely not as bad as The Last Jedi. But I'll talk to you guys more about that. You guys didn't even know that, did you?
That it was boring?
Yeah. No, that I'd seen it.
Oh, no, we haven't talked. I mean, we've talked, but not like for any long period of time.
Right. Well, see, what really got, somebody sent me a letter and a copy of Solo on DVD, and they really wanted me to watch it. And so at that point, I'm like, if people really wanted me to watch it at this point, I mean, it's fine. People already told me about the L337 bullshit with the Falcon, which broke my heart on a live stream. I'm sitting there live streaming. Someone told me about that. And so I'm like, well, that's been spoiled for me. And so I went ahead and watched it. And so I'm going to make a video about it, though, about a full video on it. So, so yeah, as far as the Chewie and the Spock, though, man, I don't know. That's just disturbing. The Almighty Jeremy, that's a new one. Yo, NPC is the best. Really? Not really. Okay, Becky Lynch's boyfriend just got my Soilo shirt. Everyone I talk to loves it. Proof that NPCs are the vocal minority, not us. Chapter 11 will flop. Then
is he more excited over the shirt or Becky Lynch's Royal Rumble win?
Do what now?
Is he more excited for his shirt or Becky Lynch's Royal Rumble win?
And Becky Lynch's boyfriend's going to comment there in the chat. I luckily did not watch Royal Rumble, but I heard it was awful. I mean, I heard
it wasn't awful, man.
Oh, it wasn't?
Fun show.
Really? I heard so many people complaining about it. So
the low point of the show was Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. Other than that, it was fun.
And you said chapter 11 will flop. I'm sure you mean episode 9. But either way, I got the point. So, and good on you for having the Soilo shirt. Spread the message, spread the word. And do you still have those for sale, EVS?
Yeah, they're all for sale.
Okay. Okay. I didn't.
CryptoFashion.com and you'll see my whole store.
There you go. Go Jerify. Get off your hut, Jeremy, and watch EVS videos. I've watched some. I'm putting out like 4 videos a day right now. Let's see. Brett Favre. Is that supposed to be a play on Brett Favre? Is that guy going to try to therm scissor punch you? Oh man, Mega Jetty 1, you punch Jeremy, you get cut out with a spoon. Yeah, nobody's gonna punch me. I'm not worried about it. All right, real quick, I want to move on to another topic real quick, and that is, and I'll get to more super chats, so can please send them. Give me your money. It's okay by me. Episode 9 trailer. We have not received an episode 9 trailer. There are rumors that it would be featured at the Super Bowl, and apparently there are reports saying that we will not be getting an episode 9 trailer. So I've got a video coming tomorrow where I'm going to discuss my details in detail more about my thoughts on this, but I'll continue to talk about it here too. So what are your guys' thoughts on why we have not received an episode 9 trailer yet, and why have we not received a title yet? Jeff from World Class, what are your thoughts?
Because they're holding off till Star Wars Celebration, because they got to have something to talk about outside of, hey, we fucked up Star Wars for the last 4 years now, shit. So they're trying to come up with something for people to talk about. You talk about controlling the narrative. That's what they want. They don't want people like us or people that are dissatisfied with The Last Jedi or whatever's on TV. They don't want them to ask questions. They want people to be speculating what's new, what's next. So you watch and see the myriad of the stupid reaction videos. They'll basically have people going gaga at Star Wars Celebration for like 4 days straight. So this is their way to hush people up. In terms of the Super Bowl, probably because it's not worth the money right now. I mean, we got Avengers coming out. Sadly, Captain Marvel's about to come out soon. I mean, Black Panther's getting re-released for Black History Month, so that's, newsworthy. But no, I bet you Disney's just going to put everything behind Avengers, because that's the modern myth right now. Superhero movies. Star Wars has come and gone because it's, been mismanaged. It was great up until recently, and then it just kind of shit the bed. So
it's a very good answer.
I just don't want to put anything into it.
It's a very good answer. What about you, EVS?
Why are they not putting I have no idea why they're not doing it. It makes absolutely zero sense. It's stupid to think that Star Wars Celebration is somehow a bigger audience than the goddamn Super Bowl. These people are idiots beyond belief over Lucasfilm. You're trying to get your initial trailer out to the biggest possible audience, and so you show it to a fucking convention full of about possibly 40,000 people tops. 1 billion people watch the Super Bowl, you dopes. What the hell is the matter with these people? Every single day they do something stupid. Either they're really, really stupid, or there is no trailer yet. The trailer's not finished. One of the two.
Yeah, well, my thoughts on it, and I agree with you, EVS, they are stupid. My thoughts are that there is such division at Lucasfilm right now, which kind of plays into the story about this Carrie Hart story group and J.J. Abrams and all that. I just think that they have such a difference of direction that they are wanting to go. I think that there is a even divide within the walls of Lucasfilm. I think there is the Kathleen Kennedy regime that's all focused on identity politics and focused on social justice nonsense. And then there is another group of people that are actually interested in actually doing what's right for Star Wars and understanding that The Last Jedi has left us in such a bad position for so many reasons. And I don't think that there's any way that the trilogy gets fixed. I don't care how great Episode 9 is, and I still believe that Episode 9 can be a really good movie in isolation. But in terms of being attached to this trilogy and in Star Wars in general, I think it's going to be trash, because I think this entire trilogy is going to be trash because of The Last Jedi and the continuity issues it's going to create. So I just think that there right now is a somewhat of a, and it's a play on words, but there's somewhat of a civil war within Lucasfilm in terms of the creative process. And so for that reason, I think that they are withholding any marketing for this movie, a title, anything that they're going to do from a narrative standpoint, because they really don't have a clue what they're doing right now because of the divisive nature. So that's my take on it. I don't have any knowledge of that. That's just the way I'm looking at it. I just feel like we would have already gotten something if they were confident as a collective unit in what they're providing. And I don't feel that they are. I feel that there's a lot of division. So that's my stance on it.
I think the reality of, getting woke and going broke is starting to hit people at Lucasfilm, because, we all covered the whole Star Wars is a dying brand type of thing with the consumer brands, and how Star Wars is the only thing that lost money at Disney, and it's being offset by Marvel. I mean, Disney is a business. I don't care how much they talk about the well-being of society and all that shit. They want your money. They're a business. That's what they care about the most.
Yep.
And with Star Wars, I mean, Star Wars is like the most accepting fan group, but when everybody pushes back to the degree they have now, you guys are clearly the problem. Like, they've clearly fucked it up, the official Lucasfilm people. So I think there's, I think if she quit or if she's not involved with the company, this is a guess, obviously. I don't know this woman. I never will know her. But I would like to guess that it's probably one of those, well, we're not doing what we had set out to do in terms of trying to change the world through Star Wars. The people up the top realize it's a movie, it's a product. And then, attitudes flare, and there's a lot of problems for people. They just don't, they don't get their way anymore. So maybe that's what I'm guessing could have possibly happened.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of what's going on with Ghostbusters right now, and how you can't even move forward with a creative vision that may actually be good for the continuity of the universe, because you've already pandered to social justice weirdo politics. And now those same people that felt that they accomplished something by making a movie fail, these SJWs think they accomplished something by having a horrible movie in 2016, the all-female reboot of Ghostbusters, fail miserably. And then you've got Leslie Jones blaming Trump. And you've got all these people, well, Paul Feig's coming out, having his nonsensical talk on it. And this is what happens when you pander to these type of people. They don't live in the real world. They live in their own fantasy world. And so I just feel like, the get woke, go broke aspect is definitely starting to rear its ugly head. And I think Disney's finally starting to realize it. Not completely, obviously, but somewhat. So. But all right, let me get a couple more super chats in. Armchair Warlord. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they try to fight you, and then you win. Hail the High Council and Mecha Random. Give them hell. That's right, and we will have Mecha Random on probably within the next 20 or 30 minutes. I'll probably have her on, and we'll talk about all of that craziness going on with her and Star Trek Discovery, and it's just it's wild. And I guess there's some guy that threatened to punch her teeth out, and then now he's apologized.
The son of the original Star Trek Captain Pike actor.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. Respect women, unless they have an opinion, then we threaten to punch their teeth out.
Jeez,
male feminist right there. Good job on that one. So, Becky Lynch's boyfriend. Who should succeed John Williams as Star Wars composer? The first name that comes to mind for me is, and I don't remember how to say his name, Michael Giacchino. I think that's how you say his name. He's done a lot of stuff with JJ. He did Super 8. He did the Star Tours when they updated it several years ago, and he did Rogue One. So I've always liked Michael Giacchino. He's no John Williams, and there is no such thing as a John Williams except for John Williams. But if you're talking about in terms of closest to him in terms of that style, it's definitely him. I mean, Hans Zimmer and John Williams are just so drastically different in their as composers. I love Hans Zimmer, but I wouldn't want Hans Zimmer for Star Wars. So, do you guys have any names?
Nobody, because they should stop making Star Wars movies.
Yeah, that's true. Without John Williams, man, it's
like without Ben Burtt. Ben Burtt's not on The Last Jedi, I'm pretty sure, and the sound effects aren't memorable. I mean, even. Yeah. Look, I know some people like to shit on the prequels, but at least with the prequels, you had they had the feel. They had great music, great sound effects, all that stuff. There's just little bits and here and there that are missing from the Disney Star Wars movies, and I think people pick up on that. Like George Lucas knew what senses to target with those movies, even if you had Jar Jar Binks to deal with. But these new ones miss it, and I think a lot of people don't even realize that they're missing out, and that's why they don't have the same emotional attachment to them. Besides,
yeah, that's true.
A terrible movie.
True. EVS, any thoughts?
No.
What about you? How about why don't you play the piano and sing?
What?
Play the piano and sing in the next Star Wars trilogy.
I think maybe that would help. I think that would be good. Yeah, I think that could be an improvement.
I don't know about improvement, but it would be entertaining. All right. Johnny Dollar, EVS GUS has heralded in a new era in light of soy Gillette. Grow epic beard. Man, that Gillette nonsense is just it's unbelievable. My Gillette video did really well. But I don't know. Do you think they're going to play the Gillette ad during the Super Bowl? I've heard rumors that they're going to play that during the Super Bowl. Have you guys heard that?
That's what I've heard too. I think that's what it's for, but it's a 2-minute ad. Are they really going to buy 2 minutes worth of?
Nah, they'll probably knock it down to like 45 seconds. You know,
That's still
probably.
a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really cover politics and shit like that on my channel, but I don't think the Super Bowl is the right place for it, because when you go after middle America, like, a lot of people are either they're off on weekends, or you got a lot of like blue collar dudes that are sitting down to watch the Super Bowl, women watching the Super Bowl, people that don't give a shit about the stuff Gillette's trying to say in their ad. They're just going to make really weird commercials, and they're going to either turn a lot of people off. I don't think they're going to wake up America with this great branding message. Gillette, the best a man could get, was like the perfect thing. It's fucking shaving cream. There really isn't a message to sell you with shaving cream. You buy it, you use it, it's a necessity. It's like toothpaste. I don't need Colgate to tell me about, I don't know, the financial problem in Wakanda or something. They just need to tell me a product and move on. I don't care about any of this shit.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It just shows a lack of self-awareness, which, if they want to keep doing it, that's their business, and we'll keep covering it and, exposing it. So The Last Jedi Screwjob, it tore my throat. EVS 2019.
Yeah. By the way, I'm looking at an article right now that just came out yesterday. It's called "Sell Procter & Gamble While You Can." Now, Procter & Gamble, of course, is the company that distributes Gillette. They own Gillette. That's they're the umbrella company, and it says Procter & Gamble's investors are playing. This is not political at all. This is just investment advice. Procter & Gamble investors are paying a rich price for a low-growth business future. The company's excessive financial leverage means earnings are no longer recession-proof. Sharper, weaker trading momentum since November is a worrisome development. So sell. Now, whatever's going on over there has caused them to think that maybe getting woke might be the right answer, might be the right way forward for Gillette and Procter & Gamble. But we know what follows getting woke, don't we?
Going broke.
Well, they're located here in town, right by my house, and they're like one of the best companies to work for. So it'll be weird to see P&G kind of, because the thing is, they own like every laundry detergent brand. You think like certain companies are competitors? Nah, P&G just owns all of it. So I don't really follow their business strategy. I don't think a commercial is going to kill them, but if they're already having problems, that's going to be interesting for like the local economy here in town.
Yep. Always interesting to see how it all plays out. All right, Comrade Commodore, sup bros, keep it real. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, buddy. Long time no see. Again, I haven't done like one live stream this entire month. It's been crazy. Jason Green, hail, did you guys see the woke Volkswagen clip? Yellow Flash did a video on it. Hey, Jeff, party boob.
Grand Inquisitor, you said?
Do what?
Grand Inquisitor?
No, that's Jason Green.
Oh,
that.
Jason Green.
Yeah.
Oh. Jason Green, thanks for all the stuff you've sent us, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, party boob, bro. Party boob.
I haven't seen this woke Volkswagen clip. Is anybody familiar with this?
No, but I drive a Volkswagen. I'm going to be embarrassed soon.
EVS, you know anything about this?
No.
All right, well, we're going to have to check into that. We'll have to look into that. So thanks, Jason Green. Appreciate that, and we will look into this. Raincoat Liquor, thank you for the super chat. This live stream is a travesty of mockery, of a sham of mockery, of a travesty of two mockeries of a sham. I move for a content strike. Do you realize there's not a single homosexual on this high council? No, but we do have the hero of the LGBT community, Mr. Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Ethan Van Sciver. So we're doing our part. We are doing our
Absolutely.
part. Good super chat. I appreciate that. Alejandro Flores Ibarra. But is to Jeff what so is to Jeremy and is to EVS. Also, EVS, is DC Rebirth a good place for a comics newcomer like me to start reading and get into the DC universe? If not, what is?
Well, DC Rebirth is the story of the return of Wally West to the DC universe. So is it a good place to start? No, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say it's a good place to start if you don't have any understanding of who Wally West was, and the Flash, and all the Watchmen. All of these things all play a part. Where would I recommend that you start? I would say go pick up Darwin Cook's New Frontier. I think that's a good place to start. Or my own Green Lantern Rebirth is also a very good place to start and enjoy.
Those were good choices, man. I love the new frontier.
Mark C says, please don't expose Kathleen Kennedy. Nobody wants to see her expose nobody wants to see her expose herself. I agree with that 100%. The Rookie Critic, hey guys, just ended my 6-hour birthday stream. Ready for some high counsel. Hope you guys are having a good one. Well, happy birthday, buddy. And happy birthday to Ivan. You know, and thank you for what you did for Ivan, Rookie Critic. I gave you a shout out earlier in the show. So definitely well wishes to you, and we're happy to have you on board. The Jaded King, we know how to deal with floaters, and he's got a poop emoji with a toilet. Panboy Lando, soy child dong lover. Back holes will be taken. Jack holes will be destroyed. Hail Caesar. Hashtag RBCC. Michael Hand, I'm no fan of Rian, but the 2 episodes of Breaking Bad he did were excellent, but it's mainly because of the amazing acting and writing. Yes, he did do those 2 episodes were amazing. There's no doubt about that. He was basically walked into a situation. Vince Gilligan obviously wasn't going to just go, hey, Rian, yeah, not worried about anything that happened before this or anything happened after. Just do whatever you want. No, they actually controlled him, and they made him do exactly what they wanted him to do. So if anything, him directing those 2 episodes of Breaking Bad that were phenomenal, and then what he's done with The Last Jedi, it's just another indictment of the lack of leadership at Lucasfilm and the lack of worrying about anything that's going on with Star Wars from Kathleen Kennedy. She basically just turned it over to this guy. Whereas Vince Gilligan and the creative department at Breaking Bad, you know, they actually care about the universe that they created, and they're not worried about pushing identity politics into it. So I'm not going to dispute that those 2 episodes were great, because they were. Padawan AR, swig of water for Proper Jeremy. Where's Proper Jeremy? I haven't seen him in the chat. Mega Man, is it a coincidence or a fate that the Humble Bundle has coding books on sale at the same time as all those journos were fired? Hashtag Cecil's will be done. I don't know what exactly he's talking about. What is he talking about? You guys
the
know?
Huffington Post got rid of the opinion section and something else. So all these people with no life skills are now looking for jobs. Or I think I read a post that had like one of their resumes or something on it. So
okay, I didn't even know that. So all right, go Jerify. EBS, the Amazon description. This recut graphic novel series begins with the first book in Jeff Johns' legendary run. So I think you already addressed that.
Yeah, I think no, I didn't address it. I didn't know what you meant. I think what it means is that they took all of Jeff's Green Lantern books, every Green Lantern book Jeff ever wrote, and then rearranged the order of them so that the story would be a better read. Okay, so I think that's what you're looking at there.
Gotcha. All right. Where am I at? Fortune and Glory, kid. Fortune and Glory. Miss you guys. Jeff, don't go outside. Cold.
Yeah, I might have to at some point tomorrow, but I'm gonna try not to.
Yeah, you told me earlier before the show started that it was going to be insane. So I told you, like, it's 40 degrees here in Pensacola and everybody's freaking out and they're like thinking the world's going to end because it's 40 degrees in Pensacola.
Well, dude, here's the dumbest part. We're going to have -30 with wind chill tomorrow. On Friday and Saturday, it's going to be 50 degrees.
That's insane.
That's how dumb the weather in Cincinnati is.
Yeah, that's wild right there. So, all right, Jared Cressy says you guys should check out Tom McDonald's Politically Incorrect song on YouTube sometime. He's getting destroyed for speaking facts. Love you guys. I will definitely check that out. If it's anything that's triggering the SJWs, the NPCs, I'm all for it. Celtic Romulan, because they're afraid their trailer will get upstaged by the Budweiser Clydesdales. The Clydesdales always win, though. Go Jerify. Star Wars Episode 9, Dirty Coffee Filters. MW77, JJ is an SJW. Beware of Episode 9. I don't dispute that at all. I mean, we've seen him making a fool of himself on Twitter the few times he's tweeted, and then some of the other times he's made comments. So Stone Cold Jeremy, they should hire Ivan to make the trailer. I agree, but they won't because they're scared of a differing opinion right now. The Last Jedi Screwjob told my therapist about Lucasfilm selling Star Wars streaming rights in 2016. She said it didn't make any sense. FYI, she described Rogue One as the one with the lone girl in it. That's ultimately Rogue One's the most that's the best received Disney Star Wars movie by far. It's not even close. So even though I didn't like it that much, Brett Favre says the trailer is their ace in the hole during Celebration for when they all start getting booed off stage. And I think that will happen. If I don't know, it's going to be weird to see how it all plays out at Celebration. At the end of the day, I think that there's going to be a lot of anticipation to see what happens at Star Wars Celebration, but I'm intending it to just be a good time. With I went to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando in 2015, and like I said, I had a lot of fun. Obviously, the fan division, the divide wasn't there within the fandom, but I had a good time. And I was telling people last night on Stream with Odin, but I met John Campea and in 2015, and he was cool. He was nice and everything, but he kind of like looked at me like, good job, sport, because I told him like he would hear from me in a few years. And now it's funny because my channel gets more views than his and has a higher Social Blade rank than his. And so people were like, what happens? Are you going to say anything to John Campea? I was like, if anything, I'll just, I'll kind of give him a good job, sport. If he comes up to me and says anything, but he won't acknowledge me. One time EVS commented on his video and he acted like he knew EVS was. And he's like, if you are a Comic Artist Pro, you remember that EVS?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, do you know who you're talking to? You're talking to the world famous Ethan Van Sciver right now. But he didn't want to admit that. Have you done anything since then, since you went on his video and did that?
Nah, I got bored of him. I don't know. I don't think he's that funny or interesting.
No, he's a waste of time.
He's not anymore. Although Jeff did get 100,000 views out of him.
Yeah, well, he's like shill numero uno to me. It's like in the hierarchy of douchebag shill writers, I put him, Scott Mendelson, that guy from Esquire, and then you just get websites that kind of roll in because did you guys see the C3PO tweet? Were we going to talk about that? Am I jumping the gun?
No, go for it. I don't even know what we're talking about. Though.
Okay,
go ahead.
The guy that Anthony Daniels, the actor that plays C3PO, put out a tweet saying about how he's done. Like, I think he's just finished filming the role or whatever for C3PO, and how it was this great honor and thank you so and so. When an actor builds up a movie, it's like in their contract. It's what they do. They hype up the movie for you because they're associated. It does better. I'm sure they do better. Mm-hmm. But the reason I always wonder why these journalists defend these movies the way they do blindly. It's like they don't really benefit. Like, okay, if Scott Mendelson works for Forbes and The Last Jedi, or the next one, episode 9, makes $8, he doesn't lose money. He doesn't gain anything if the movie does well or does poorly. But these people will defend it tooth and nail to the end. And I always question, like, why? And that's where these videos come from. Like, what do they have to benefit from constantly kissing ass? Clearly, we know those things. But I just wanted to elaborate on that point because we're talking about Campea and, that kind of stuff jogs my memory and kind of makes me feel uncomfortably queasy.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what you're talking about with the 3PO tweet. And so, I saw a little bit going around about that. And yeah, ultimately, I mean, he's doing what he's paid to do. You know what I mean? So.
And to be fair, he was there since the beginning. He's a different beast. I put him in the same category as Luke and, the ones that are alive that are still involved with the movies. Hell, not even Billy D. Williams has the same frame of reference for Star Wars as Anthony Daniels does. I mean, he was out there in Tunisia, trucking it in that stupid plastic suit, and was there since the beginning. So I have a different level of respect for him. Maybe he's not the friendliest guy in the world, but still, I guess I hold him to a different standard than I would somebody that just looks on the periphery or the outside on Star Wars movies and then just makes up bullshit to defend it.
Let's see, and we'll see how it plays out, but I think people are going to make what they want to make out of it. So it is what it is. So
it's going to be a real, like Ethan said earlier, it's an interesting year for the fandom menace.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, let me see where I'm at. My my super chat list keeps jumping around here. So the Pork Chop Express. If you gave Ryan an enema, you could bury him in a matchbox. Let's see. Brian from the Rebellion. People on Twitter are a trip. God bless Jeremy. Well, thank you. God bless Jeremy. I like that. That's a good super chat. Twitter has become my go-to social media platform. I've pretty much abandoned Facebook and Instagram because I don't have time for it, and so I do kind of stick with Twitter just because it's a really good way to engage with the audience. And but I've got so many people muted on Twitter. I don't block people on Twitter, but when I see them in my comments and my mentions, like, because some other people respond to them, I just think it's so funny because I'm like, I don't even know what you're saying. And it's hilarious that you're still obsessed with me. Now, I don't know how EVS deals with it, because EVS deals with 10 times what I deal with. I think he's just a professional at this point. Like, I don't know how you deal with it, EVS.
Deal with what? Like getting what?
Like all the crazy lunatics that go after you on Twitter.
You know what? I had to tell my wife today. It's funny that you say that. She said, "Does Jeremy get like what you get?" I'm like, "Oh, he gets it worse than me."
I don't know. I mean, I just look at, I have stopped responding as much as I used to. But I mean, like, that SJW Spider-Man dude is, or whatever it is, I mean, it's at their life, their entire existence is designed to be triggered by you. Like, it is crazy, you know? And so I don't know. It's from my perspective, I see you dealing with it, and maybe I don't understand my perspective of, or maybe I don't understand it from another point of view, but I just see it. I feel like you get it a lot worse than I do. But I don't know.
I mean, they're working for a PR firm that we found out. This is really interesting. God, the comic book industry is so stupid. I was talking to your boy Zach, Diversity in Comics, about this today. We had a long conversation, and I was just like, the comic book industry is on its last legs. Like, seriously, it is dying at this point. It really is. And these people who are fighting us so hard, like, they could be devoting their energies to actually trying to produce better comics to preserve the comic book industry for a little bit longer, or at least let it die respectively. But these idiots, I mean, honestly, there's like a meteor headed to planet Earth. That's the equivalent of what's going on. A meteor is going to collide with planet Earth and destroy all life. And they're sitting there making sure that we are not saying anything homophobic right before it happens. I mean, these people are so incredibly stupid and so, God, they're just a waste of time. So there's a PR firm that's trying to kind of shut down Comicsgate, and there are tactics. There are people who are working for it on social media. Usually it's crisis management, but SJW Spider-Man's involved, and so is Runfamous, and so are all these people. They're getting paid to do this, obviously, and it's sad. You know, the thing about it is, Jeremy, honestly, the way these guys talk about us, people understand. You know, the Fandom Menace, Comicsgate, they're not swayed by these people. They see this kind of bullying and they identify with it, and they know they ask the same questions that you do. How do you deal with this? How do I deal with it? I deal with it because I have 95,000 fans behind me that are holding me up. And this is the thing about the Fandom Menace. You think that individuals within the Fandom Menace, our knees don't get wobbly under this kind of abuse? Of course they do. We have each other to hold ourselves up. When one of us gets kind of weak, the whole community, all of us, stand behind that individual and prop him up. We're doing it right now with Mecha Rando. What's her name?
Mecha Random.
Mecha Random. We're doing it right now for her. I just started watching videos about her story right now. We can't allow this kind of stuff to happen. So listen, I can put up with anything. I mean, if people kind of say, hey, we're behind you, we support you, we love you, and we're on your side, I can tolerate any kind of beating like that. And so can you, and so can she, and so can anybody in this crowd.
That's very well said. And you're right. I mean, I do go after people constantly in terms of responding. I mean, like, to these people that I'll just, like, I thrive on that type of stuff. But at the same time, and I know that a lot of people are just doing it just to get attention from me, and so, but I do enjoy clapping back at people. But you're right. Without the amazing support that we receive, at some point, a lot of those comments could have an effect on us, but they don't, because of how much support we have. I mean, our support, just the counterbalance is unreal. It's like 99.9% to that 0.1%. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that motivates you and keeps you, sane, and it keeps you understanding you're doing the right thing. And so there's people that out there. I mentioned John Campia earlier because I mean, he and I got into it on Twitter again because he was crying about what was it? The all the Fast and Furious all female reboot, and he was like, "Why are so many guys upset? Because there's all women or something like that." And I responded, and I'm like, "I don't know. Why are you so upset because Trump won when he was voted in as president?" And of course, he responded. But of course, when I've sent Campia complimentary messages years ago when I was a fan of his, never responded. You mentioned Trump, boom. Like, they can't stop. They can't not say something when Trump is mentioned. They can't not do it. Yet you compliment these fools, and they're like, I'm above this little guy that's complimenting me, you know? And so, it's amazing, the support, and you're right. And that's really what it comes down to. So maybe I'm not aware of how many people are coming after me. I know I do have people coming after me, but from my perspective, you get it. You're getting a lot more heat than I am from a lot of these crazy people. But I know from somebody else's perspective, you know, I'm getting it just as much. And Jeff just, you know, he's like, fuck Twitter.
Jeff just Jeff gets no trouble. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, because he's not messing with Twitter. All right, let me jump back in here. And speaking of that, Rookie Critic says, I created a monstrosity, Jeremy, and tagged you on Twitter. I'll have to look at my mentions here when we get done. Red User 1, who is this pansexual fruitcake threatening Jeremy and Star Wars Celebration? I hope the cops step in. Someone that just wants attention. So it's all good. Makani 90. So 2019, they have reached a breaking point because the name calling, the bullying tactics, the accusations just ain't working anymore. I expect that if they act on it from here on, it will backfire on them catastrophically. Thank you for the super chat, and you are correct. This is what desperation looks like. And ultimately, they are obsessed with playing the victim, even though they're the ones that are making the threats and the accusations. They want to play the victim because that's their life. They live to play the victim. And they can continue doing that because there's way more common sense people out there than there are NPCs. That's for sure. Quentin Daniels, thank you for the super chat. In Australia, at my supermarket, Gillette is marked down 35% to sell. Go woke, go broke. Great live chat, guys. Fandom menace. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Xavier says, Jeff, are you excited for Spider-Man Far From Home? Also, what would be a Spider-Man or Marvel storyline you'd want to be in a movie?
No, I'm not excited. The trailer didn't I don't think the trailer was bad, but I don't like the world that Tom Holland's Spider-Man inhabits. So, I mean, it's just going to be him. I basically want to see him away from those people. Like, let him go to New York, or he lives in New York, but let him do his thing. I don't want to see Ned. I don't care about Zendaya and all these other people. They just basically made it like High School Musical featuring Spider-Man, so I'm not interested in that. But to answer your other question, Kraven's Last Hunt, if they had the right time to build it up, would be awesome. Eventually, I want to see Dr. Octopus, so maybe like the Master Planner saga. Well, we kind of saw that already. At least they got the iconic part out of it. There's all kinds of stuff I want to see from Spider-Man, but it's just not – we're not going in that direction right now, especially with MCU Spider-Man. We're stuck on teenage – look, the MCU Spider-Man thinks there's only Ultimate Spider-Man, and there's thousands of other issues that exist outside of Brian Michael Bendis's run. So there's a roundabout answer for you.
I have not seen Far From Home trailer. I was just on the road when all that happened, and I don't watch trailers unless I'm doing a reaction for the channel. So I haven't even seen the trailer, so I don't know if it's good or not. So,
I mean, Mysterio's in it for a second, so is Hydro Man. So if you're like, you know, a mark for those characters, you'll be excited, but probably not.
I like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but I think you're right on the money. I don't like the world that he inhabits. I don't like the characters that are surrounding him. I think he's a really good Peter Parker and a really good Spider-Man, but you know, we'll see. Homecoming had some minor SJW elements to it. Didn't ruin the movie for me, but I started to see that effect. So
yeah, that's my least favorite MCU flick, possibly.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Mine's Thor 2.
Yeah, I don't like Thor 2, but I like the character Spider-Man a lot, so I guess it's more of a personal thing to watch the character kind of be bastardized. I don't know. That sounds kind of harsh to say he's bastardized, but I do have more issues with it because it's Spider-Man, my favorite thing. Like, I hate the Amazing franchise, that really crappy reboot.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, we're both
me and you agree. Yeah, we're both on the same page on that. Spider-Man 2 is still the best by far, and I'm not sure it'll ever be topped.
It hasn't been in 15 years, so
yeah.
The thing is, I want it to be topped. I want to be that entertained. You know, people say like, "Oh, you can never top." I don't know, the first Avengers. Well, they kind of have. So I want there to always be better versions, because we win. We're the fans. You know, we don't make these movies yet. So what do we have to benefit if our movie is the most successful one? Nothing. We just get more fun.
That's right. That's right. All right, we got over 1,300 viewers. Thank you to everyone joining. Very soon, we'll bring Mecha Random 42 in to the High Council, and she will be discussing all of the stuff that's been going on with her and all of the hate mob that's been trying to basically pressure her into backing off of her opinion of something. And so we'll bring her in soon. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. It's simple request from a simple man. We are over 600 likes. Like, can we get to 1,000 before the High Council ends? I don't know. We will see. Okay, so where are we at? I'm looking. TLJ Screwjob. SJW is equals E/J. Should hate Jer because Southerner. I don't understand the comment there. Ethan and Jeff, is that what it means? Should hate Jared because Southerner? Is that what it means?
Yeah. We do hate him because he's a Southerner.
Well, they do. Yeah, I mean,
we're the, obviously we're the Northerners, still angry about the Civil War, you know?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I mean, well, this is a discussion they had. I mean, they tried to get me on the High Council multiple times, and I would never, accept. And then finally, they said, "Look, we don't fucking like you. We're just trying to, get some more views, and we feel like you can bring 4 or 5 more people in here. So get your hillbilly ass on here, but we don't like you." So it was established from the beginning. So it's all good,
Yeah.
So honesty is the best policy, and they were honest with me. So at that point, I was like, you know what? If they can admit they don't like me, but they still want to use me, I'm okay with that.
Everybody's like Yankee pride, yeah. That's Southern pride, damn Yankees. Look, we're stirring it up all over again. It's going to be another Civil War because of this. We love Jeremy. Jeremy's our brother.
All right, let me see where we at here. Really good, Chef. Thanks, Jeff, for the postcard today. EVS is awesome. You suck at Mario Kart, Jeremy.
Just real quick, for the people that did back the comic, if you live in the U.S., check social media. People have been getting them all the time, so yours should be there. If you're international, we've mailed those, so obviously it's going to take a little longer, but be on the lookout. And it was weird, Ethan. I mean, I know you know this too, but like your stuff sold all over the world. I'm like filling out things for Croatia, Egypt. I'm just like, what the fuck? I didn't know it had such a wide reach, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
good stuff. And that's a good super chat, well-rounded super chat. Let's see. Kay Brady, do you guys think episode 9 will redeem the series, or is it over? Curious what you think. Not hope. Yeah, I kind of addressed this earlier. I don't think, and again, as a fan of J.J. Abrams and as a fan of The Force Awakens, I do not think that episode 9 can fix this trilogy or the series because of the massive backstep that that's an understatement, the massive backstep that The Last Jedi was. So while I do think episode 9 has the potential to be a decent movie in isolation, I do not think it can fix this trilogy. I think this is going to be the most disjointed trilogy, major trilogy anyway, that we've seen in a long time, if ever. I mean, you look at the Spider-Man trilogy, the first one, I mean, the first 2 movies were very well received. The third one was not well received, but the third one didn't do anything to hurt Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 1, you know what I mean? Because those movies were so good on their own. So even if Spider-Man 3 wasn't a good movie, it wasn't catastrophic to the point of The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi is a catastrophic movie in terms of breaking the franchise. So what do you guys think?
Well, to further your point about Spider-Man as well, Spider-Man 3 was the most successful. And people will say, well, look at, because I know Scott Mendelsohn loves to say that the third one always makes the most in Star Wars because of X, Y, and Z, and he gives some bullshit multiplier. But in terms of Spider-Man 3, it made the most because Spider-Man 2 was so great. You know, you always have the initial movie that people go in. Like The Force Awakens made all of its money because it's a sequel to Return of the Jedi. I mean, I wasn't even alive for that movie. It's just part of the culture. You know, people watched it for decades and decades, and we finally get a sequel. So no matter who you are, even if you're a Star Wars fan light, you're like, wow, another Star Wars movie? Okay, so it makes all of its money. You turned off people. The next one sucked. It made a lot less money, but it still made some based off of, those people that were in. I think this one's going to make a lot, not a lot less, but like what I said, $900 million was my guess earlier episodes, because it's like the law of diminishing return, as well as we get like, we just have all this negativity surrounding Star Wars. And it's not like the fans are being assholes. It's the people that make it are attacking us, and we just call them on their shit. To answer this person's question specifically, I don't think there's anything you can do to fix the story. You can't retcon it. At least like you can shit on Lucas all day about the prequels. He knew where he wanted to go, and we knew in '99 we knew this was eventually going to be the story of Darth Vader, so we knew we were going. This movie makes no sense. These two movies make no sense. First one is just a remake of the old one to get you built up or hyped up on the nostalgia. The second one is a fucking mess. And what are they going to do in this one? You can't rip off Return of the Jedi because you already did that. You can't make this girl Lando's daughter and build up this big new aura around shit. Like, what can you do? There's nothing. The thing is, Empire ends. There's a big cliffhanger. Episode 2 ends. Well, how does he become Darth Vader the next one? What's the cliffhanger? The hero survives and gets away. The villain survives and gets away. There's no more conflict. They kind of don't even hate each other anymore. Shit, she's not even the final battle for the bad guy. And then Luke Skywalker's dead. Like, what is there next? Oh, we're going to go see it out of respect for Carrie Fisher. Bullshit. You know?
And the timeline, like, so if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not, so The Force Awakens happens, The Last Jedi picks up within like minutes, and now they're moving forward a year. So this entire trilogy is going to span a year. Yeah. A year. Are you kidding me? Like, think about that for a minute. Think about that in comparison to the original trilogy or even the prequel trilogy. This is spanning a year.
Yeah, the prequel trilogy, or the prequels, what is it, 13 years, right? It's 10 between episode 1 and 2, and then what, 3 years is the Clone Wars?
Yeah, I think so. And then the original trilogy was what? Is it 7, something like that?
No, I think it's 1 year. I think it's like 2 or 3 years between episodes 4 and 5, and then it's like Han Solo is frozen for a year.
Okay, so and if you look at the development within the original trilogy and look at where they went or where they were when it started versus where it was when they ended, and how they felt like they had went through multiple years long journey and evolution and the things that, you know, happened within that. And then what do we have here? Like, what's happened? What's happened?
Well,
nothing really.
Another thing, it was 3 years in our time, and these Star Wars movies were so new and such a big thing. By the time you got to see what Han Solo, Luke, and Princess Leia were up to, you were happy to see them back, and they were doing great stuff. You know, the opening of Empire, you think, what happens? Well, Luke gets attacked by a snow monster, and then Han has to go out and save him. Like, it's something different. It's not the same old shit. With the new stuff, it's like, oh, okay, this character I didn't really like. What's he up to? Poe Dameron. Well, he's still flying an X-Wing. That's awesome. Like, he basically, is supposed to be this big hero, he's like Wedge Antilles. Wedge Antilles is awesome, but he's such a small part of those movies. Poe Dameron's meant to be one of the 3 main leads, and he's nothing. And all the characters are nothing.
Yep. So frustrating. So anyway, EBS, any thoughts on that question?
Not
Will it
really.
save it? Will it save it?
I mean, look, we've talked about it. I don't think it's possible to save it. I think at this point, the best that Lucasfilm can do is just make an entertaining movie. But they killed it. This trilogy it's just not salvageable, and that's a sad thing. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing a couple of things out of morbid curiosity. I'm going to go see the movie. No, you can't. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? Saving it would mean that whatever this movie does would kind of make The Last Jedi a better movie. You know what I mean? That's the only way. The only way is if this movie could magically make The Last Jedi a better movie, and it just can't. It's the whole trilogy's totally effed at this point.
Yep. Yep, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. Inflamed Wood. Have you guys talked about the Ernie Artie best troll in history of Star Wars? His recent tweet and video is fantastic. We have talked about that a little bit. You know, EVS has made some videos on it, and he had some thoughts on that. I know that Sith Kryptonia made a video on it, so we did talk about that a little bit earlier in the show. And by the way, this, just so you know, if you're listening, this will not be publicly listed on the channel. It will be unlisted, but I will re-upload the entire High Council to my personal channel, which is D-Day Cobra, DDAYCOBRA. I'll upload the entire thing over there so you can watch it after the fact if you want. And I do that for algorithm purposes. It's not my decision. I would much rather leave this public and let everybody just rewatch it after the fact, but YouTube frowns upon that. So Diversity and Cecil, 29 days sober, takes a deep swig of Yoo-Hoo. Swig of Yoo-hoo for diversity and Cecil. So good to see you, Cecil. I know you sent me a link to one of your videos, and I'm going to be watching that, and Jeff even recommended me watching it. So if you guys have not subscribed to Diversity and Cecil, you should be doing that right now. Go Jerify, let Cecil in. I'm going to let Mecha Random in just a minute. And let's see, Comrade Commodore, it's been a while, bro hammer. 2 questions. If episode 9 loses money, what happens? If it breaks even, makes money, but has some reception, same reception as The Last Jedi, what happens in all of your opinions? Also, Brady sucks, he says. I'm not going to get into the sports aspect. Just because people stop watching. So if episode 9 loses money, what happens? I mean, if it loses money, which I don't think it's going to lose money. I don't think that in the same respect that I don't think it can fix the trilogy, I don't think it can lose money either. I think it's going to at least make its money back and probably a little profit just because. So I don't think that's even a realistic possibility. What the question should be if it makes under $1 billion. And I think that's kind of the threshold right now that is going to make or break this movie. If it makes under $1 billion, that's going to be a big red flag for Lucasfilm. I think they already have enough red flags as it is, but that's going to be a major one. And then if that happens, I think that it's just going to confirm everything we've been saying. And if it has the same reception as The Last Jedi, what happens in your opinions? God dang.
They cannot afford that because I hate to use the phrase, but we kind of expose these like people in the media that make up excuses for these movies. If they do the same shit, it's going to be so blatantly obvious that I'm not saying it's going to kill their careers because that's hyperbolic, but it's going to definitely make them less. It's going to lower their numbers. People aren't going to read them as much. Like, I can't trust this guy. He always makes up the same bullshit excuses, and I've been burned twice now. So, you know, it'll be interesting if that's the case. I don't think Disney would be that bullheaded to do that.
Yeah. EBS, any thoughts? I can't even imagine it being as bad as The Last Jedi in terms of reception. My God.
My prediction is it's going to do better than The Last Jedi.
In terms of reception, but not box office, right?
No. Not in terms of reception. In terms of box office.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I gotta play it conservatively here. I mean, this can't be about my own personal wishes and prejudices. I mean, I would love to see this be the first main Star Wars film that doesn't hit $1 billion. I think that would be magnificent. But being realistic, and then looking at the where Rian Johnson landed, I gotta think JJ's gonna do 1.5 billion. And it's J.J. Abrams. I don't know. He's got so much more clout than Rian Johnson does. So it's going to be a relative failure. When Rian Johnson talks about the success of his Star Wars movie, he should be. They should really throw him down a well for what his Star Wars movie did. Lucasfilm should be expecting $2.2 billion for every Star Wars movie they put out, because that's what The Force Awakens did. I would look at The Last Jedi as having lost $600 million rather than earned. What did it make? 1.4?
1.3.
Yeah,
1.3. Yeah.
All right. So I would say, look, it lost $900 million. Not that because it should have made the same amount of. There's no reason why it shouldn't have made the same amount as The Force Awakens did. So that movie was a catastrophic failure. I do think that Episode 9 is going to do better than The Last Jedi. I just have a feeling there's going to be some curiosity about it. Oh, look, Mecha Random's here.
Yep.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. It's been a day. It's been a week. So thank you guys so much for having me on. Holy crap.
No, it's our pleasure. And I know your channel's been getting a lot of attention. And this is what happens when people try to go after people that they are trying to slander, is they end up making them more successful. And so,
oh yeah.
Well, so congratulations on that. I mean, you're about to hit what, 19,000 subs now?
It's weird. I woke up this morning and it was like at 18,000, and yeah, I don't know. Anytime people like have something to talk about, like drama or crazy stuff like this, it really blows up a channel. So
Yep. So that's a good thing. So kind of give us a quick kind of recap of everything. So this is all centered around Star Trek Discovery. And it was premiering, was it season 2? Episode 1 premiered on YouTube for free?
Yeah, so season 2 is back on Discovery. And Discovery, if you guys don't know, is kind of our version of The Last Jedi for Star Trek fans. It's really divisive. It's really causing a lot of us to kind of complain and rant and you know, basically we're not too happy with a lot of us aren't too happy about it. I'm sure you've all heard people like Doomcock and Nerdrotic and Midnight's Edge, of course, going on about Discovery. A while back, I've had dealings with some little trolling groups, probably back in October, and I thought that they were gone, but it seems like they surfaced up again. And somebody sent out a tweet, or I don't know if Pablo Hidalgo originated this tweet, but he retweeted it, and it basically called out myself and Doomcock for sending trolls to the CBS All Access app free. I'm trying to get all my stuff here organized. Sorry for their free their free episode. And I said, it was like really late at night. I was like half asleep, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Send people over there. Tell them Mecca sent you. Thumbs up the video. It's the same as a dislike or whatever. You know, hey, give them a pity click, whatever. You know, it's kind of no fun talking about a series that nobody's watching, right? And I kind of felt bad because they're putting this out there for free. They don't tell anybody. And I'm like, well, you know what? I cover this all the time. And even I didn't know about this until like a day after the thing dropped for free on the internet. But yeah, because of that, Pablo Hidalgo ended up like retweeting this kind of attack and basically it says, enough is enough. Doomcock and Random Monkey, and we are hashtagged in it. They say, AKA Doom Penis and Mecha Trollface are sending their little trolls over to CBS All Access YouTube channel to dislike and spam the comments with hate. This has got to end. They're toxic idiots who get off on it. Hashtag We Are Starfleet. Hashtag Star Trek.
Unbelievable.
And I don't know why he would retweet this. And there's like a little song attached to it. I don't know why he would retweet this. I don't know if he originated it. I don't know if he knows somebody who originated it. But that was the first part of it. And then for some reason, people got into it on Facebook. So somebody like posted, and it actually came like the next attack came from the son of the actor who played the original Captain Pike on his Facebook page saying, let me see if I have this up here. It's
this is the guy that also said that knock your teeth out or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. His first thing is the worst hater is Star Trek. Pleaded post nasty comments on our YouTube page. Grr. So it's full of like misspellings and typos and stuff. He then goes and finds one of my videos and he does say, I hope your minions know martial arts. I know some things too, like knock your teeth out. Oh, not that I ever would, you pathetic sow. Just saying, hey, hey, hey. Like.
You're pathetic. Wow.
I know. It's crazy.
What's wrong with these people? They all talk like supervillains. Like all of these SJWs learn to talk by reading comic books. They all talk like Chris Claremont supervillains. All of them need to fall into a hole. I'm tired of it. And Pablo Hidalgo, I did see that he either wrote that or retweeted it. You know what has to end, you idiot? SJW bullshit in our hobbies has to end. You're wondering why you want the fans to shut up and just eat this? We don't want to eat it. Star Trek diversity is garbage, and Star Trek fans are going to rise up against it, and they're going to put it right down into its hole until they stop making this nonsense. It's going to happen again and again and again. And believe me, you know, Star Wars fans we can turn our attention to Star Trek diversity as well. I would like to go see Star Trek Discovery. I already don't like Star Trek. Don't get me started. I don't like Star Trek, and that was before SJW's got a hold of it. Wait until I look at the SJW version. And Pablo Hidalgo, shut your mouth. You know, you were doing so good just sitting there being kind of funny, and I know that you're sitting there on Twitter burning up. I know that they told you at Lucasfilm to calm your tits, but dude, I know at this point you can't let something like this break you. You can't. We'll turn you into Chuck Wendig in a heartbeat, dude. You'll be the next Chuck Wendig.
Yep,
Take
and
it on girls.
yeah, it's unbelievable, and I just don't understand it. And by the way, I did talk to Doomcock. He couldn't make it tonight, but the invite was there for Doomcock to also make an appearance. So all the hail Doomcock comments. I tried to get our Lord and Savior on, and he was unavailable, but he will still be taking over the world in the very near future. So has there been any other developments in the story so far?
Well, now I'm getting a whole bunch of comments of like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. A friend got a hold of my computer. It's not me. I was drinking. Now I'm hearing like he was drinking or something, and if I think here's a direct quote from him on his Facebook that I guess he sent somebody to send to me. If I think someone is hurting Star Trek, then I get nutty. She's right, and I said that Discovery needs her criticism. Okay, am I right? Well, he's also saying like there's some woman troll that has like a group of trolls that are out there flagging channels and doing all kinds of crap. But so, okay, if you're saying your friend actually posted this and you're trying to apologize, but then you're saying that you get nutty and you have the same typos and the same misspellings, what am I supposed to believe? Is it you? I mean, is it your friend? Is your friend like maybe like a Johnny Walker type of friend where you get like kind of smashed? I don't know. I'm speculating right now. There's just so many layers to this, there's like these trolling groups coming out of like this hashtag We Are Starfleet that kind of keep popping up in this too, that might have actually been the originators of the tweet. There's so much. I'm still kind of digging through it. I've got like 20 tabs open of every single text and tweet and comment, and it's just nuts. Like he's kind of going out of his way to apologize, but it really seems like he apologizes and then gives like a backhanded insult sort of compliment sort of thing, like, oh yeah, her channel's dying and we need to help it. Like, really?
It doesn't seem like a very mentally stable person at all. In which, I mean, if they're an SJW, they're not mentally stable at all.
No, it's so weird. It's such an odd.
Man, Jeff, any thoughts?
No, today was the first day I've heard about it. I mean, I've been kind of in my own world working on the book and stuff, so I haven't really heard too much, but I did see your video, and then I saw on my Facebook page for the channel World Class Bullshitters, somebody posted the guy's apology, and I took screenshots of all the stuff that people were saying about it. So it's all new to me today, but it's embarrassing, really. I mean, come on now. These people want to talk, they want to preach tolerance and all this crap, but they're trying to kick you in the face.
Yeah. It's never the people that preach the loudest are usually the ones that are the most guilty.
Oh God, yeah. There's one Twitter handle, and I can't name names of who they are because they go out of their way and they flag anytime you mention them on your channel. So I'm not going to say who they are, but they have this hashtag We Are Starfleet, and one of them tweeted out, respect women, LGBT, people of color, all this nonsense, and then of course people are coming to my defense. Oh, except unless you're Rebecca Random, she's a bisexual woman who actually disagrees with your opinion, and then you go out of your way to send your trolls to dox her and flag her and basically bully her off the internet. So you kind of don't practice what you preach there, people. It's really
Nope,
I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't know if I want to go and cry because I'm like kind of the point where I want to just divorce Star Trek now. It's like, okay, this is it. This is my last straw. You're now in an abusive relationship. You're now off in crazy town. You're in your little cult of SJWism. You're in your little nut house, and it's time. And I want
now is when you have to be the strongest, because you're getting these people upset to the point where they know you're right, and you're making them look crazy, and because they are crazy, and so you need to keep on pounding. You need to keep on exposing them, make more videos on it. This guy seems very mentally unstable right now, and so if there's any messages he sends or threats, obviously document that. And get it reported, because there are crazy people out there. And I think you should just use this as motivation. That's what EVS and I were talking about earlier, was just you use this as motivation, because you're going to see a ton of support.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys, like the community, Jeremy, all you guys have been so amazing and wonderful. I saw SC Reviews made a video. I've seen just everybody coming to the rescue. I've even had to stress, please don't attack these people. We don't retaliate. If you want to help, screenshot if they're harassing and bullying and doxing and any of this stuff, report. and that's all we can really do.
Are you getting flagged? Is your channel getting flagged?
Yes, I had one video basically where I complained about the attacks from these people. And then like the next day I made another video saying, okay, well, I got flagged because I used the screenshot of the Twitter basically, and I used one of the people on it. And he basically went through and found every single second that I mentioned him. And it's not Chris Hunter, it's another person completely. Like, there's so many people and layers involved in this. So he went and flagged that. Then he flagged the next video I made where I only showed a screenshot of my own channel, basically saying, okay, I can't show any actual proof of this, and this video is going to get edited or deleted. It is edited now, so hopefully that's going to clear up the YouTube community guideline flag for putting out public information or private information, even though it's on Twitter. But yeah,
a lot of craziness.
A lot of craziness. Pablo Hidalgo, where did your balls go? Where did they go?
All right, let me catch up on a few super chats really quick, and let me see where I'm at here. Aaron says, "Hey guys, I love the show. Question for Jeff and Ethan: where I get them? Where I get the Mass Effect comic books and can only find the digital versions online. So where do I get the Mass Effect comic books? I can only find the digital versions online.
Does it have a print release? Because the Injustice comic books were originally online only, I believe. And then eventually they got a print run and then like a trade paperback omnibus type of thing. So just go to Wikipedia and see if there's a page for it, and it'll tell you if it's digital only."
Okay. And Alejandro says, "I bought Rebirth Omnibus featuring 27 series issue number ones for only $100 plus Identity Crisis for $20-ish at my local Comic-Con last year. Thoughts, EVS?"
Yeah, I think it's a good deal. It's a great deal.
Go read Crisis on Infinite Earths too.
Great Loner, SJW Spider-Man is worthless trash.
Don't I know it?
I think it's talking about on Twitter.
I think that's the character in Homecoming.
No, there's a SJW Spider-Man account on Twitter that lives and breeds to hate EVS. This is his only existence. It's hilarious. But it's actually gotten to the point where it's getting ridiculous. EVS, isn't it? I mean, it's going overboard with this person.
Well, I don't know. I think everybody should be thinking about me 24/7. My narcissism.
Heathen Breathing Fire. "I still say you should go to Star Wars Celebration, cosplay as Kathleen Kennedy, Ethan as Ruin Johnson, and Odin as Rose Tico. Would be hilarious." I don't know how many sports fans we have here, and it's not going to be a sports discussion per se, but Barstool Sports, which is a site and a brand that I very much enjoy. I'm a big fan of Barstool, and they are to an extent of how we're kind of against Lucasfilm, Barstool is against the NFL. They hate the NFL, and the NFL hates them back. And Barstool is a major brand, and Barstool has been banned from NFL events. Like, they took their press credentials away. So the founder of Barstool Sports snuck into the media day at Super Bowl for the Super Bowl yesterday. He snuck in. He put a disguise on, and he snuck in. He went in and did what he wanted to do. And eventually the NFL found out about it. They had like 12 guys escort him out of the building. It was hilarious. And so I retweeted it, and I said, this is going to be me at Star Wars Celebration. So that they're probably going to all be watching us, all because I have an opinion they don't like. You know what I mean? So I will not cosplay as Kathleen Kennedy, though. That's not going to happen. But I'm sure EVS would definitely. While Odin is Rose Tico, EVS should be cosplaying as Rose Tico.
I can't look like Rose Tico. I would be right now with my magnificent beard. I'm prepared to be Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And let me tell you something. I can pull it off right now, fellas. I can pull it off. Yeah.
Let's see. Brett Favre says it's SJW Spider ma'am. It's ma'am.
Oh God, that guy.
Jason Green. "Hey Jeff, I'll be sending one last round to the PO box. It will include something for you, EVS, Jeremy, that Star Wars girl. Please pass them along when you meet up at Star Wars Celebration."
You got it, dude.
So sounds good. Go Jerify. "Still don't get the L337 Lando sex. She has no orifices, but Lando does." I will say this. About Solo, I'll give you guys a little bit. I thought I'm excluding all of the L337 bullshit. Okay, but I thought Donald Glover was actually really good as Lando until all that bullshit started getting added. And the moment that they had any interaction, I'm just like, oh my god, really? You know what I mean? I couldn't even take it seriously. You know what I mean? It was just it ruined everything. So such garbage. Doomed says, so it's confirmed SJW Spider-Man is a hired goon. EBS.
Yeah. Most definitely. They all are. They're all being paid by a crisis management PR firm. That the one other comic book artist is on the he's on the board, so it's interesting.
Okay. Air Kicks, Geeks and Gamers, can you tell everybody to check out Night Stalker by Jill Rivera on Indiegogo and IndieCron? It's awesome. Go Pats. Sorry, Star Wars 9. Hopefully, Star Wars 10 will be better. Go Fandom Menace. So, Night Stalker by Jill Rivera. Do you know who that is? Or Rivera. I'm sorry, Rivera. Jill Rivera. Yeah. You familiar with them?
No.
Okay.
No.
So Night Stalker, there's a plug right there from Air Kicks. So thank you very much. That's Night Stalker NIT.
Oh, it's a Comicscape book. Yeah, of course I know Gil Rivera. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes. I was thinking of the Marvel Night Stalker book.
Okay. So yeah, that's Night Stalker. Yeah, that's Night Stalker, NITE Stalker by Jill or Gil. Is it Gil or Jill? Is it Gil?
It's got to be Gil. I'm combing my beautiful beard right now.
TLJ Screwjob, World Class had a great MCU Spidey trashing last week. E, your thoughts? Jer, as a non-comments guy, also thoughts on not using Mary Jane's name. # Uncle Ben representation. I'm not a non-comics guy as much as I don't read comics anymore. I read comics when I was growing up, but I just don't have time anymore. So let's see. Uncle E, your thoughts on MCU Spidey trashing last week from World Class? Did you watch that one?
No, I didn't watch it, and I don't read or follow anything that's going on in comics right now. I don't read anything. I refuse to buy anything. I'm just not. I'm out.
Just done.
I'm reading Comicscape books. I'm reading what we're doing. I'm reading what these indie artists who are rising up, these indie creators to do their own thing. That's entirely where my interest is. I'm interested in letting amateur people shine. These amateur creators need a chance to shine. So I have no time. No time to read that filth.
and especially as a YouTuber too. My gosh, it takes so much time when you're doing as many videos as we do. Zebulon Pike says Tom Brady equals the GOAT. Where are you watching Brady Bowl? I'm watching in Pensacola, Florida. And yes, I agree with you 100%. And anybody who says different doesn't know what they're talking about. Warrior Bortalk says JJ created Rey. Will he be able to fix her in episode 9? He can't. That's why I think episode 9 will fail. I don't know. I don't know. He can't fix her because she's unfixable because again, pretty much anything that happens in episode 9 to me is going to feel like retroactively addressing the problem when you should have had a plan from the beginning. So no.
He doesn't think there's anything wrong with Rey, though. He doesn't think, like, he created her and she is exactly the way he wanted her to be. So there's nothing for him to fix in his own opinion.
What were you saying, Jeff?
I just said she's perfect. Why does she need to be fixed?
Yeah, absolutely perfect. By the way, did you guys see the Bo Peep from Toy Story 4?
No.
I saw you uploaded a video, but I haven't had a chance to watch it. What's up?
Yeah, Bo Peep is like Rey basically now. Like she's got her staff. She's badass. She's got a whole new outfit. I don't need no fucking man in my life. Like she's all badass now.
We already have that. Why do we?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Did Jesse hurt her that much by taking Woody away?
I guess so. And of course, she's the one that turned on Woody in Toy Story 1. Don't think we forgot that, Bo Peep. When Buzz showed up, yeah, all of a sudden, ooh, there's a new shiny toy. And you forgot about old Woody. I haven't forgot, but no, yeah, this whole again, it's just a poster they released for Bo Peep, and it's just a teaser, but like it's completely like you got Woody and Buzz look the same exact way. Same exact thing, and you got Bo Peep coming out here looking like freaking Donatello from Ninja Turtles now. Like it's crazy, and so it to me it feels like they're going, with this strong, independent woman. She's probably gonna beat everybody's ass. So
now you respect her though, don't you? Before,
of course. No, of course. No, it didn't. No, you're right. You're right. You got me, EBS. You got me. Respect women. All right. All right. Edward says, all your thoughts on Bird of Prey teaser, on the Birds of Prey teaser. Trash. I have not seen it. Anybody else seen it? Anybody else got thoughts?
Nope. I saw the picture, and Suicide Squad sucked, so why would I watch this?
Yeah, again, I don't really watch I don't watch trailers or anything unless it's going to be something I'm going to talk about on the channel. And I will, if I talk about Birds of Prey, I'm more than happy if I do a reaction or anything. It just hasn't been in my cycle of news. Random, have you seen it?
Yeah, it looked kind of like a CW sort of TV show sort of thing. It looked very cheap. It looked very techno. I mean, we got to see Margot Robbie dressed as Harley Quinn a little bit, but that's.
You've seen it before.
Yeah. It looks really bad. Real cringe.
Yep. All right. TLJ Screwdriver. What's this I hear about Bendis effing over Soups? Is he pulling a Jake Skywalker or something? Don't tell me it's a one more day situation. I don't know anything about this. Do you guys know anything about this with Superman?
I read I read Superman 1000, and then I tried to read some more of it, but I just said I tried to read it. I stopped. I don't know him personally, but I don't like Brian Michael Bendis' work at all. Like, he just draws everything out. He writes to sell graphic novel, trade paperback, so good for him. He's successful, but whenever he touches a character, I tend to not read it anymore.
Okay. Any thoughts on that, EVS? You don't know anything about it because you're not reading current stuff.
Well, listen, Bendis is Superman. Bendis was hired by Diane Nelson, who left DC Comics, might have been fired from DC Comics after the collapse of the Justice League movie. Bendis was hired at a ridiculous rate, given an amazing contract to be free to do 8, 9 comics, whatever it was, over at DC and take over Superman. And Bendis has always been a Marvel guy who pretty much saw his peak as a writer in 2007. Since then, he's been on the decline, writing annoying Joss Whedon-esque dialogue that's annoying. Writing comics that, I don't know, take 12 issues for something to happen. A lot of dialogue. Heavy on cutesy dialogue. And yes, Superman sales initially were great, and they plummeted since he's been there. And I think that DC Comics wishes that maybe, my guess would be DC Comics would wish that Brian was not in control of the universe over there like he is. I think that's unfortunate. I think it is unfortunate. But again, I feel like the whole comic book industry is falling apart right now. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, DC just fired their lettering department. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea.
They fired VC Joe's Carmanga or whatever it is, the one guy that does all the lettering for every book?
I don't know, but whoever's the lettering department over there had to go. They fired the art director. They fired John Cunningham. They're not cutting fat, they're cutting muscle at this point. They're really getting rid of people who know what they're doing, who know how to put together comic books. And I'm worried about it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because I saw you put out a video, and then I saw the articles floating around Facebook and stuff, but we haven't talked because you weren't available last week, and it's just been crazy. We've had all this other stuff to talk about, but I was kind of rooting for DC personally because I'm upset with Marvel, and I like their movies, I don't like their books, but I was cool with Rebirth to a degree. I liked Dark Knight 3 Master Race enough not to, or I bought the issues, so I liked it that much. And then I liked what's the one with Watchmen where Superman's going to meet Dr. Manhattan coming up? Whatever it's called. Yeah, Doomsday Clock. I was into that enough in the beginning too, so I was kind of hoping DC, and they were getting their books out at Walmart. They were getting these big supersized annual things or whatever. I was like, cool, man. We're going to see comics sold differently. I'm all for it. And then, I guess
they cut their line way back. They're firing everybody. Well, they're doing what they're responding to the market, and the market just isn't good. So, I don't care. Who cares what they do?
All right, Random, I've got a question for you here in a minute after I read a few more super chats about something I just read on your Twitter about this Chris Hunter guy. So I'm gonna ask you about that in just a minute. So let me catch up on a few more. Kay Brady, there has to be a way to force Disney to disclose payments to trolls, especially if they're a shareholder. Nick Rickaida, Do we know anything? I mean, Disney's got, these companies have all different ways of doing anything they want. So there's no way, in my opinion. So Ghost L, when fighting monsters, one must not become one. For when you gaze into the abyss gazes into you. They've become what they hated. Yep, exactly. Well, I've always been what they've hated. Mega Jetty 1, Disney bought Marvel to make movies based on classic comics, yet Marvel wants to tell more up-to-date stories than only 1 out of 10 comics readers know. Yeah, let's see. Sexual harassment panda. Who lives in the East 9th, the Willow Tree? Sexual harassment panda. Who explains sexual harassment to you and me? Sexual what?
You got to do the song. It's from South Park.
I don't know this. I don't know that one. I don't know that episode then. So I haven't. Is that a newer episode? I don't watch. I always watch. I only watch bits and pieces of South Park. Like I watch like the Michael Jackson episode, the Wii episode, all the iconic episodes, but I don't watch it on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? So I'm not familiar with that one. I need to watch that one though.
Oh, it's got to be like 3rd season or something.
If it was on Netflix, I would be binging it all the time. I think
it's on Hulu though.
Yeah.
See, I got Hulu once, and it's like I just didn't like Hulu. I didn't like the interface or anything like that. So,
dude, they've upped their game. They've got a really good.
Have they? This was years ago when I tried Hulu out. So I think I was I can't remember what it was, but if it's on there, I will probably get it just because I would love to watch it on the go. So, because the only thing I use cable for is ESPN. That's it. So, all right, or sports in general. So, so sexual harassment panda says, don't say that. Don't touch there. Don't be nasty, says the silly bear. He's come to you, to tell you what's right and wrong. Sexual harassment panda. Well, I apologize for not knowing this song. We'll get EVS to sing it on another episode of the High Council. So, let's see. Vicron 4978 says, what about the Darth Bane trilogy? I have, let's see, I've listened to the first part of the Darth Bane trilogy on audiobook, and it was fantastic. I don't know if any of you guys have you?
Mm-mm.
All right. And I need to complete it. So let's see. Celtic Romulan says, Wedge Antilles, Poe can't even hold a candle to Wedge. No, he can't. Brett Favre, can you ask Mike Zero to use his time-traveling abilities to get the final score of the Super Bowl? You boys got to place a bet and pay for Super Chats. If we get Mike Zero to acknowledge our existence, that would be great. Xavier says, thoughts on Toy Story 4? We kind of talked about that a little bit just a few minutes ago. I'm still excited, but I'm very, very worried now. TLJ Screwjob, Luke, Han died 3 days apart, but respect these characters. Have them continue to live on in the way you envisioned it. You lying something. And yeah, I mean, Kathleen. I'm going to release a video here in a couple days of Kathleen Kennedy in her own words, her talking about her agenda-driven stuff, because people keep saying, well, she didn't say that. She didn't say that, Jeremy. Yes, she did. And I'm going to let you hear it in her own words, because I'm tired of people trying to tell me she didn't say these things. She has never talked about lore or the story or mythology or anything in these interviews. She only talks about identity politics. She never talks about actually building the universe and honoring the universe and the specifics and all of that. She never talks about that. All she talks about is how they want to get more diversity in the movies. It's bullshit. All right, Chris Joe. Jeff, thanks for the Stealing Solo postcard this week. It's customer appreciation details like this that ensure success for independent creators.
Well, thank you for believing in me and backing the project. And believe me, you guys got a lot more coming than just that. So,
yep. Demajanai, what's up, Demajanai? Great to have you guys back, rendering a Mecha Random video as we speak. Oh yeah, being that Jeff isn't on Twitter, please keep us updated on Star Wars Celebration Bar. We will got you. So yeah, so Mecha Random got a video from Demajanai coming. So
thank you, I really appreciate it.
Lots of support out there. Midnight's Edge messaged me earlier and told me they appreciated me making that video. I'm like, hey man, I'm just one little piece to this big puzzle, and a lot of people, had her back. So I was really proud to be part of that. So TLJ Screwjob, if after Luke destroys the DS, Empire Strikes Back took place, or the Death Star, Empire Strikes Back took place 10 minutes later, and everyone's like, why are you here, farm boy? What a waste of time. A New Hope is in hindsight. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, Sire J Longstroke, a Jedi never gives up. Well, according to Rian Johnson, they do. Jedi Knight in friend to Captain Solo. Only way to save Star Wars is Mara Jade to be Luke's wife. Well, we're way past that one, unfortunately. Okay, so let me stop there. Or actually, John T. Net says they are also trying to shut down Mecha's channel with a ton of strikes and flags. Yeah, we discussed that. Thank you, John T. Net. And Heathen Breathing Fire. SJWs need to be deported via airdrop to Iraq. All right, so that's going to be a stopping point. There's more that I'm going to get to. But, so, random. So there's this guy you were talking about earlier. This is the guy that's connected to his Chris Hunter. Who is he again?
Okay, so Chris Hunter is the son of Jeffrey Hunter, who played the original Captain Pike on the pilot episode The Cage for Star Trek. It was unaired. They chopped up bits and pieces of it and reintroduced it. Now they have, Captain Pike as this big character in Star Trek Discovery. So they've kind of gone out of their way to incorporate like the legacy, the family members of because Jeffrey Hunter has passed on. He passed on a while ago. And so his son is kind of the representation of him in the Star Trek, like the conventions and the sort of legacy, like you would go to Adam Nimoy if you wanted any permissions and royalties and things for Leonard Nimoy.
Okay, so he says here, I'm working with 2 of her friends now to preserve her channel. It's deteriorating fast. She's under attack. What the hell is he talking about?
My channel, I don't think is deteriorating.
No, it's absolutely not. It's not. It's you've had probably your best day of growth in
probably
months.
Ever. Yeah, probably ever.
So I mean, let me go. I'll go to Social Blade right now, and let's just see how bad your channel is deteriorating, as this guy who says he wants to knock your teeth out says. So,
to be fair, he has said that as his friend, and his friend was drinking and got a hold of his computer. I have a friend who does drink and take Ambien at night, and will say crazy stuff online, and then we'll come back and, huh? What was that?
You're friends with Roseanne?
I wish. No, but they'll say weird stuff on Twitter, and then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that was just my friend. It was the alcohol talking. That was the Ambien talking." So no, it's kind of weird. There's so many weird little pieces to this. I'm like, okay, is this a friend? Is it you? Because
let's look and see your channel real quick. So your channel is deteriorating to the point where you've gained 1,000 subs in the past 2 days. That's monumental for a channel that you have 18,000 subs, which is great, but to gain 1,000 subs in a day, and I mean, and that's just due to that. But if you want to look back, I mean, you've been having really solid days for the past few weeks, 132, 225, almost 300, 376, 377, 371. That's consistent growth, consistent views. Your channel is doing fantastic. And so whatever this guy's talking about.
Well, my biggest complaint was one of the Twitter people going and flagging a video that didn't even mention them, just to kind of screw up my traction, because I kind of view the analytics like a snowball, where you kind of have, you get like 2 or 3 or 4 videos up in a day, and it kind of snowballs, and you keep increasing your growth as long as you upload regularly. At least that's how I kind of see the algorithm. I don't know. That's what the quartering does. That's what you do. That's what, the good YouTubers do. And so that's kind of what I've been going at. And I really only have a drop on a couple of days after they had that glitch where I was scheduling videos to upload at like 7 in the morning and 2 in the morning, and they would not show up. They were being hidden. So that's the only thing that really, really hurt the channel. As far as like the trolls attacking me, I think it's probably for the best. I'm so mixed on this. Like on the one hand, I'm like, how dare you? But on the other hand, like, but all the publicity for this is like an opportunity, and lemons, right? You got to make lemonade.
100%. Well, I'm going to show you a very funny tweet that I received several days ago. I got to find it, but it's definitely one of the funniest ones. And my response, the timing of the tweet that this person sent me, like it couldn't have happened at a better time. I'm going to have to look and see. Now, has this guy backed off of you? Or is he still commenting about you? Because I know you don't have Facebook, but you're getting screenshots and stuff.
Yeah. People are sending me all these screenshots. I guess he's talking to somebody who's been talking to me on Twitter and sending, and he's like, yeah, he says to say this. I think he's like going out of his way to apologize. It really, to me, sounds like he got caught doing something he shouldn't and now is trying to blame somebody. I don't know. He might have actually had a friend show up and get on his computer that he left up for some reason. The guy's like probably in his 60s. I believe I've heard he had some health issues or something. It's such an odd circumstance. Like, I'm still trying to piece together like the timelines of everything. He seems to go out of his way to like apologize and get on my channel and say, please, I'm sorry. But then at the same time, he'll say something like, if I think someone is hurting Star Trek, then I get nutty. Like, well, okay, so are you admitting you said it or did you not say it? Like, why would you say you get nutty if you think somebody's hurting Star Trek? And a lot of that kind of stems, I think he got involved when I said maybe Discovery's canceled from a tweet that the current actor who plays Captain Pike posted. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what this means. Is this speculative? They're saying, 2 unemployed actors will act for food, #unemployment. So you got the guy who plays new Spock and the guy who plays new Pike out there saying they're unemployed. What does this mean? And so that's when like he got involved, because I guess he took it personally then, like saying maybe the show's canceled. There's just so many different layers. Like
definitely. Well, let me show you. Well, so the tweet that I responded to is deleted conveniently now, but I'm going to show you. So this person said, you talking to me, said your channel is dying. You're losing viewers every single day. And so my response was this right here. Well, Geeks and Gamers channel is currently having the best month we've ever had in terms of views, 3.7 million in the last 30 days. We've gained 13,000 subs in the last 30 days. Facts don't care about your feelings. And now that tweet is gone. So this is the logic of these people. And this Dragon Age person's like, this is my, my SJW Spider-Man pretty much, except that he only has like 50 followers. So at least you have a famous hater, EBS. Or at least you've made him famous anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah. And so these people they don't care about anything other than their warped worldview. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But, I'm glad that we've been able to, rally around you and show everybody that we're not going to sit there and let people just like, I don't know what Pablo Hidalgo's interest in this is at all. I mean, EBS, you've been you've been kind of friendly jabs with this guy for months now, right? I mean, is he showing a different level of behavior recently, or is he?
Yeah, well, like, that's what this is. That's what this is. This is unnecessary, and I think that the idea of this has to stop is ridiculous. Criticism will never stop. The Fandom Menace will never stop pointing out SJW bullshit when it shows up in our hobbies. It's never going to stop.
Yep. That's right. It's right. And you just gotta, it's part of it. You know what I mean? And so, let me catch up on a few more super chats, and then I'm going to there's another topic I want to talk about. Mega Jetty 1, last one, please join my live stream on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Go to Mega Jetty's channel, 5 p.m. Eastern on Thursday for his live stream. The Grand Inquisitor, he'll have a hard time doing martial arts with that sucking chest wound. Just saying. Trencher 1375 Mega Random's channel looks interesting. Subbed.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Tim Collins, Ethan Van, let's see, he said Snyder. You should put on your wig and sing We're Not Gonna Take It.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see this. Did you do a live stream with the wig? Because I saw the thumbnail. Is that what you did? Was it a live stream? With the wig?
Yeah, I did a live stream with the wig, but it was only 2 minutes long. And then I did a beautiful piano concert that was 18 minutes long. And a lot of people were moved by it.
All right. And then did you ever figure out the issue with you not being able to, like, your live streams, you couldn't get likes or something like that? What happened with that?
Yeah, that was just temporary. It's good now.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Stone Cold Jeremy. Hey, Mecha Random. Keep doing what you're doing. Speaking the truth. We, the fans, love and support you.
Well, thank you.
Go Jerify. Mecha Random. If Chewie and Spock were in a shower, who would soap who first?
I imagine Chewbacca would be like washing your doggy or something, so I'd have to go Chewbacca.
I love the persistency of Gojirify. He's like, fuck, if Jeremy ain't gonna answer me, I'll just ask somebody else. Midnight's Edge After Dark. What's up, Midnight's Edge? Don't give up, Mecha. You know we got your back.
Yeah, and also I am over on Midnight's Edge After Dark pretty much every night, every live stream. We go live all the time. We do podcasts and stuff, and so please check me out over there if you do like me here or on my channel.
Okay. Creepy little book. SJW Spidey shaves his vag with Gillette razors. That's a little too much of insider information for me. Cyron Jag, hey all, please go to my Twitter page for @Cyron_J and like my pinned tweet. I am trying to get Gen Con to name their new dragon mascot Hambly. I don't think that's going to happen. Is he still banned from Gen Con along with the other guy? Last I heard he was. The quartering?
Yeah, he's still banned.
So,
cowards.
Yeah, ridiculous. Creepy little book. Love your work, Mecha. Love. Keep up the good fight. Let's see. Jaeger Bomb. What do you all think will be the breaking point that will give the entertainment, comics, and games industry the hint that we don't like SJW politics? Now, that's a good question. I feel like we're close to that point. I really do. I mean, I think that this is how important Star Wars is because if they would have been able to be successful with putting this stuff into Star Wars, it would have been a huge problem, but we knew that wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. With Star Wars is such a major brand though, and it's going to take time for people to fully realize it. I mean, like I've said this 1,000 times. I'll continue to say it. Someone like Jeff pinpointed this well before I did. You know what I mean? And so there's different layers to it to where you start really waking up and realizing this stuff. And so I think that if they don't get this right, and somebody asked earlier if The Last Jedi, if Episode 9 gets the same reaction as The Last Jedi, I can't even kind of process that. You know what I mean? I can't. Whew.
Well, one thing we need to take into account too is there's going to be a new built-in defense for Episode 9 because they're going to come up and say, well, you were just spurned Last Jedi fans, and no matter what you say, they're going to try to discredit your opinion of this movie. So be prepared for that argument as well at the end of the year.
That is true. That is true. I mean, EVS, you're probably the best person to answer that question. What is the breaking point for the entertainment industry with all his SJW nonsense? Are we close to the breaking point?
No, this is going to be disheartening to you, but you have to understand that these people are parasites. They don't care. It's not about money. It's not about, hey, do they like the SJW stuff? Maybe they'll like it eventually. No, that's not what it is. They have invaded this. They are religious, socio-religious cultists who are insisting. Their entire purpose is not to make money. In fact, they hate capitalism. They don't understand the idea of profit. They don't want profit. They are here to change the world. They are here to teach you social justice, and you will swallow it. And they don't care if Star Trek goes down. They don't care if Star Wars goes down. They don't care if comic books go down. They would like to rule over the rubble of these destroyed hobbies. Now, all you can do is hope that there is somebody who is still sane working at that company who hasn't been taken over, influenced, and manipulated, coerced by social justice warriors who will put a stop to it for the sake of profit. But you cannot guarantee that. They don't care. You're watching the comic book industry collapse, and they're doubling down on what they're doing. They're doubling down on SJW. So that should tell you something.
Yep. So that's why I thought EVS would be the best to answer it, because he's really been, just buried in this nonsense for a while with being in the comics industry and stuff like that, and seeing how it's affected that industry. So, good question, Jaegerbaum. The Last Jedi, screw job. Let's see. I meant Jared's thoughts, or E/Jared's thoughts on MCU Spider. Oh, okay. So we answered that though. Again, as far as MCU Spidey, like I said, Homecoming was fine. It was super safe. I think Tom Holland is fantastic as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, but the world he's in, I kind of feel like me and Jeff are pretty similar on that. Obviously, Jeff is a more knowledgeable Spider-Man fan than I am, but mine and Jeff's thoughts on Spider-Man and on the big screen, pretty close. I don't think we disagree at all, do we, Jeff? I hated The Amazing Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man 1 and 2. I don't like 3, but I don't think 3 is a a universe breaker. It's just not as good as it needs to be.
I agree with everything you've said so far.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
we're on the same page.
Yeah, we're pretty much on the same page when it comes to MCU Spider-Man. Where are you at on MCU Spidey, EVS?
I couldn't care less. I really couldn't about any of this. Like the MCU at this point, it's broken my heart. I will say this: I am one of the few people who actually liked Spider-Man: Homecoming. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very close to Peter Parker, the Steve Ditko version. But after this Captain Marvel thing, I feel so betrayed and so like it's so underhanded. It's like, okay, well, we built you up. We thought we made you believe that the MCU was going to be social justice free. And then we're going to hit you with Captain Marvel. And why don't you like it, sexists? Why don't you like it? I'm not playing that game. I don't care. No faith.
I don't like Captain Marvel because she's a boring-looking actress. I'm
People
sorry.
don't understand that. People, when you say that to them, they're like, "What do you mean? Like she's beautiful?" It's like that is not a superhero. Well, why? Because she needs bigger boobs and more ass. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that's what it is. I think that she just has a very bland, resting bitch face. And when you have women out there, like beautiful, exotic women who really are, specimens in the 0.001%, you've got those women in Hollywood. Why are you casting this couch potato as a superhero, only to annoy us? The only reason is to annoy the male. Well, that we're trying to subvert the male gaze. Well, I'm going to subvert your box office receipts, and that's what's going to happen. People don't want to look at this. And
to be fair, Couch Potato does have an ass, and Brie Larson doesn't have one.
We've seen the pictures of where they swapped Tom Holland with her. It's so bad.
That bothers me so much.
It's very disturbing. It's very disturbing. Oh man. All right. TLJ Screwjob. She doesn't need Finn holding her hand. Don't hold my hand. We all remember that scene. Warrior Bartok says Galaxy's Edge is sequel based, not OG. Will it fail? I am a theme park guy, and I'm firmly believe that you're talking about an entirely different business model right now. Walt Disney World is the most visited place on the planet. And Disneyland is obviously a very iconic and very busy place, and it has a huge annual pass holder clientele. Walt Disney World has a huge international market. This is not the same thing as people going, I'm not going to Disney World because they have a Star Wars land that I don't like. It's not, Avatar land right now at Pandora. Before that land opened up, I couldn't walk down the street and find anybody to talk to about Avatar. I know it's the highest grossing movie of all time, but it's not one of these movies that stayed relevant within pop culture. You know what I mean? It's not like you could go like to the store and like, hey man, what'd you think about Avatar? Like people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? The Blue People movie, but it wasn't relevant in pop culture. Pandora at Animal Kingdom right now, you can't hardly move because so many people are in that area of the park because it is incredibly detailed. It has nothing to do with the feelings of the movie or anything like that. So I'm upset that Galaxy's Edge is sequel based. It's not going to play any part into the business at the theme park. That's how I feel about it. And I follow these theme parks a lot. It's going to have no impact whatsoever. So do you guys have any thoughts on that?
You're the theme park guy, man. I wasn't going to go to Disney World no matter what. I mean, the only theme park I would go to is Universal if they revived Back to the Future. And that's never happened, so I'm not going.
That was a great ride.
It was.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, Pandora, and I didn't really care for Avatar. It's kind of a whatever movie. I watched it one time in theaters. It was like, whatever, it's cool, I guess. I have no interest in that from a fan standpoint. Pandora at Disney World is mind-blowingly beautiful. It's unbelievable the amount of detail that went into that. So Star Wars land is going to be successful because it's already part of something that's enormously successful at these theme parks. It's just not going to have any impact whatsoever, and they know that. They know that.
Do you think they'll start saying, well, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge or whatever brought in so much money, and they'll try to use that in articles to defend whatever Episode 9 would do?
I mean, they can do that, but I mean, Galaxy's Edge is part of Hollywood Studios, so it's part of a bigger theme park, and they just opened up the Toy Story Land division of that theme park. So park attendance will obviously skyrocket. There's no doubt about that. But it's a very, like, that's going to be some really interesting numbers they're going to have to move around to try to create that narrative, which they probably will if they can. But I just think it's such a different aspect of what we're dealing with here. I think that looking at the toy sales, looking at the movies, looking at the ratings for, Star Wars Resistance, things like that, that is directly impacting and directly tied to how the fans feel about what's going on. I think that it theme park wise, like Ivan, I was there a few weeks ago and Ivan was there. Ivan made a tweet and he I can't remember exactly what he said on the tweet, but he called me. He was like, dude, he said, I'm over here watching, like it was some kind of Jedi training. And he was talking about how they were actually talking, like they had a bunch of, kids from the audience with Jedi robes, and they're talking about the Force. And they're talking about being a Jedi. They're talking about all of the things that are actually relevant within Star Wars. And he's like, it doesn't even feel like it doesn't feel like the people that are running Lucasfilm now have anything to do with what's going on with Star Wars in these parks. This feels like they know what Star Wars is meant to be and what it's about. And they're actually teaching kids about being a Jedi and the Force and doing lightsaber battles and teaching them how to fight and stuff like that. And it's just a whole different ball game. It's completely different. So if the people that are running the Star Wars divisions in the parks, maybe they could actually do something with the sequel trilogy and make it relevant. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. They've given a lot of prequel love to the parks. The parks have given a lot of prequel love. I've seen a lot of prequel elements now. Everything's torn up now because of rebuilding, but we'll see how it goes.
They kind of have to, though, because I mean, if you want to sell lightsabers and Jedi and all that crap, you can't. There's one Jedi. There's two. There's Luke and Obi-Wan in the original ones, and not everyone can be Luke Scott. You know what I'm saying? So the prequels lend themselves to a much broader Jedi influence.
Yeah, and it's again, man. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy. I don't think she's ever been in the theme parks, because you can look at what the Star Wars and how it's treated in the parks. You can tell that she has nothing to do with it. But I mean, somebody said in the comments earlier, Kathleen Kennedy's never seen Star Wars, and I agree with that. So
I don't think she has. I really don't. If she did, she wouldn't be treating it like that. She wouldn't be, well, she flat out lied to us and said, oh yes, I'm going to do what I can to protect the legacy of the characters, or whatever her actual comment was way back when they announced her. But no, she doesn't treat the franchise like she cares about it. She treats it like she hates it. And if we're to believe any of like the Glassdoor reviews of working for Lucasfilm, it seems to be like she's talking about Star Wars fans like, oh, those people, those fans, those toxic, and it shows. It shows with how the franchise just treated.
All right, go Jerify. I see you say the topic's boring. I'm moving on. See, unlike Lucasfilm, the High Council listens to our customers and fans. So there you go. All right, so go Jerify, just for you, since you super chatted multiple times about Chewie and Spock in the shower, or whatever it is. All right, Tim Riggs, Bucks to support the High Council. Miss being able to watch these consistently. EVS, any news on Rainbow Brute? Most anticipated comic ever for me.
No news on Rainbow Brute. Still working on finishing Cyberfrog right now, but yeah, it's going to be great.
Let's see. All right, so there you go. TLJ Screwjob. People in the chat say Soups and Lois are splitting up. Anybody know anything about that?
It could be. I don't read Superman books.
As long as, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about the current one, but obviously we've got, as long as Amy Adams is no longer Lois in the future, I'll be happy. How about that? So Ghost L, remember when Disney bought Marvel because they were done with princesses and wanted to bring more boys into their toy market? Pepperidge Farm remembers. All right, $5 super chat retracted. And then Mega Mr. 46, thanks for the positive reviews. I've decided to lift the boycott on Bumblebee. Still not seeing Teen Titans. Go to the movies though. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Bumblebee. I thought Bumblebee was really good. I really enjoyed it. And again, it never, again, I'm not saying it was perfect by any means. It was much better than the Bay Transformers. But I enjoyed it, and I gave it a positive review on this channel. So, all right. Jaded Fawn says, thoughts on Star Wars writer group forcing EA to tie to agenda, which hamstrung Star Wars games, forcing them to sit on the license and only do multiplayer crap. I believe this story broke while I was in LA, and I don't have a lot of knowledge on it. Are you guys familiar with any of this?
No, I'd like to hear more because I'm working on a video. I'm taking a week to work on the book more, but my next video is about like it'll fit in with this. So if that person wants to shoot us a tweet, we'll love to hear about it. Or
okay, yeah, I think a lot of that EA stuff broke when I was traveling, and so I don't really remember, or I'm not too caught up on it, but I will definitely look into that. Lord Arnold, Jeff, I didn't receive postcards sent to everyone.
No, I said only sent to the U.S. people, and if you're international, it's going to take longer, but I don't know what else to say.
Okay. Also, we are closing in on 900 likes, guys. We might hit 1,000 likes before the show is over. Thank you so much. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. Simple request from a simple man. Brett Favre, can you guys do a stream during the Oscars, and every time they go political or mention Black Panther, we take a shot of Walrus Boob Mill?
I'm already doing that on the podcast.
If we do that, I will probably just mix some Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb, because that's about as wild as I get. Dalton Ammons says, we want Dave Filoni. Kathleen Kennedy must go. I agree. Mega Jetty 1, thoughts, or thought I subbed to Mecha Random. Didn't. Subbed now. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Jason Stevens, thank you for the super chat. No comment, but thank you for the super chat. Go Jerify. Kevin McCarthy in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I don't know what that's in reference to. Postmortem 666. Let's see. Would we look forward to Captain Marvel if they cast her as, say, Gal Gadot? If they would have cast Emily Blunt, I would be looking forward to it. I would very much be looking forward to it. Again, I can't speak for everybody. Just my problem with this movie is Brie Larson at this point. I don't like some of the marketing. This does feel really kind of SJW-ish, but it's almost like in Captain Marvel in general is a very, very forced character.
Only this new version, which is what they're adapting, which is stupid because everything else they adapt is the classic stuff.
Right. And so, but if Emily Blunt was in this role, I mean, I would be a little more easy on it right now and maybe looking forward to it. But I don't like Brie Larson's comments about how she's not interested in the opinion of white men. I just don't like her. I don't like her. I don't think she's got the right look, the right charisma. I don't think she's the right cast at all. Now, again, I said the same thing about Gal Gadot with Wonder Woman, but not based on politics or anything like that. It was just like I didn't think she was the right choice based on her small role in the Fast and Furious and everything like that, and she proved me wrong. And unlike an SJW, I can actually admit when I'm wrong, because it's actually possible. So, yeah, that's my big issue with it is Brie Larson. So, Fluffy Hugs, Universal is killing Disney right now in sales. I don't know if you're talking about theme parks. Disney in market share alone, Disney is destroying Universal. Universal has more growth recently because of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter has been incredible, and it is incredible. And I can't wait for Nintendo Land to open up. But Go Jerify already told me this is boring, so I'm going to move on. Let's see. Now, if you're talking about in terms of box office, I don't think that's true either. I think Disney still has the better box office, right?
But Universal usually beats them to $1 billion when they have like a Fast and Furious movie. So
yeah, I mean,
there are years where Universal does more, or at least beats them to a certain level.
It wasn't like last year. Because Infinity War came out last year, and that did $2 billion alone, and Black Panther. So there's no way that Disney lost last year. And this year, it just started. So I don't know specifically what you're in reference to, whether that's theme parks, whether that's box office. I'm not sure.
Could be home video sales.
Yeah, that's true. But not really, because, I would imagine Black Panther and Infinity War are still tearing that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but those are doing great, but they're new. Maybe it could be in reference to, I don't know, back catalog. Universal's got a much richer back catalog than... Because Disney has the Vault system, or used to at least, and that was always dumb and weird. Universal has a lot more movies than people realize, plus they have a big TV division.
Yeah. Let's see. Where are we at? Ty Timmons. Something interesting I've come to understand is SJWs are incredibly unoriginal, and they always have to hijack someone else's work to feel important. This is true. This is very true. Let's see. John T. Net. Thank you for the super chat, John T. Net. On GE, I'm a VIP at Disney in Asia. Been to Orlando many times. Apparently, there is a 2,000 plus long wait list in China alone for GE's hotel, supposedly in the fall. P.S. Pandora is amazing. Jerry, you need to live stream the outdoor night tent hotel. Yeah, I mean, I will be going back down to Orlando at some point soon. And I want to go to Universal because I definitely want to check Universal out because of the Nintendo area, because they're building a mother effing Mario Kart track. So I will live there. I will literally live there. I will
Will you still lose?
No, I will not lose. And they're spelling it with a freaking K. I will literally lay outside on the front gate, drinking Yoo-hoo, waking up with my belly hanging over to the side every day just so I can go play this live action Mario Kart. And it will be the greatest thing ever. And there's nothing that nobody can do to stop me. All right.
I mean,
sorry.
There is.
How are they like gonna adjust for like the blue shells and the mushrooms and God, that
they
looks
just
so
turn
fun,
your
though.
card off.
It's going to be amazing, though. It's going to be amazing. And just so everybody knows, I am going to be bringing more gaming videos to this channel. It is Geeks and Gamers after all. So I will be bringing more video game stuff, mainly Nintendo stuff, to the channel. And then we'll see what else is out there for me to talk about. We are almost at 1,000 likes. Smash the melee button. Okay. Where are we at? Samuel Aragon, the SJWs want us to abdicate our penny. I don't know what you tried to say, but you put PENI period through media. So I don't know exactly what you're trying to say, Samuel. But I'm sure it's a typo. I'm sure you meant to say something I'm not going to repeat because I don't know how YouTube's going to treat that, because YouTube's cracking down on all this crap. We got to watch it. Go Jerify. Kathleen Kennedy treated Star Wars like Al Roker treated the West Wing. Oh man, James Jameson, Lucasfilm sucks. We get it. Well, thank you for getting it. But apparently Lucasfilm hasn't gotten it yet. So we're going to continue to speak as loud as we can, and we appreciate the support. Brian from the Rebellion, thanks for liking my Jesse lightsaber fencing video, Jeremy. You're welcome, sir. Let's see. Nick Rutsis, Kevin Hart should crash the Oscars with a GoPro, cut a deal with Facebook, and give the profit to St. Jude's. Make the SJWs look like world-class turds if they gripe. Well, they're already world-class turds. So Craft75, love y'all. I love Bumblebee. Hated the Bay movies. It hit me in the feels. I'm like you, Jeremy. I have a daughter, and this movie it got to me. Nice. It is a great movie. I very much enjoyed it. Brian from the Rebellion, breaking Jeremy to move to Orlando for Mario Kart. I like that. Okay, so I'm caught up on Super Chats now. So there was another topic I want to talk about, and I can't even remember what it was because I read so many Super Chats. I'm trying to remember now. Was there any other topics that we wanted to touch on that we have not discussed yet tonight, guys? EVS is eating pie right now. Are you eating pie, EVS?
No, I'm like I'm drawing. I don't eat. I haven't eaten pie in a while.
How long? Are you longer? Have you gone sober longer than Cecil?
No, same amount.
Same amount.
New Year's. Right. Yeah.
I was just checking because, I mean, there's a lot of concern there on that end. So
I understand. I understand how people feel. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, that's the first thing we all think of is, is EVS eating pie when he's quiet. So, No,
I'm not eating any pie. I'm not. Don't worry.
Are you going to make it all the way to Celebration?
Yes.
With no pie?
Yes.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Yeah. The chat, do you think he can make it? Yes or no? Do you think EVS can make it all the way to Celebration in April without no pie?
I can't.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Well,
you know what? I take it back. I believe in Ethan.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? They believed in Harvey Dent too in The Dark Knight. You see how that went, okay? So I
prefer Batman '89 myself. I'll choose to believe in Ethan.
So you were looking for the Lando Harvey Dent, right?
Well, the thing is, I was 6 months old when that movie came out, so I grew up on Batman the Animated Series. I didn't even realize that he was supposed to be Harvey Dent. I just watched that movie when I was really little for, like, Batman and the Joker.
Let's see. Hang on. Oh, my God. Hang on.
Uh-oh, we got a technical issue, folks.
No. It's not a technical issue. It's something I'll have to tell you guys about off off air.
Oh, can't wait now.
People are flagging. People are flagging my videos right now. So anyway, it's about the threat that I got that I made the video of. So I just got an email and I was told to if I don't know if I should remove it or what. They said I have 48 hours. So EVS, you've been through this. What do you think I should do?
What is it?
I'll send you a screenshot of what I just received. So
Okay.
Oh, I've gotten those recently. You can edit out whatever they say. They'll give you like little timestamps if it's like a privacy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of those. Recently.
What's a privacy thing?
Oh, it's an email where they give you they say you violated YouTube's privacy policy, basically for talking about somebody's name or showing a screenshot of, you know, like a Twitter profile or like somebody's Facebook, somebody's private information, even though it's out there for the public. Yeah, that's what they've been flagging me with.
I just sent the picture to both of you guys in our chat thread. So, so anyway, we'll see what happens. So, people are saying my day, Anyway, all right, smash the melee button. Let's get us up to 1,000 likes. We are almost there. We got a few super chats. The Animation Cave. Hey, Jeremy, did you or Jeff play Star Wars Masters of Terrakasi back in the day? Thanks for the shout out. Check out Night Stalker 1 and 2 on Indiegogo. I did not.
It is terrible, dude. It's like Tekken and Virtua Fighter meets Star Wars. And so, like, Darth Vader can hit you with a lightsaber like 20 times. It just whacks you with it like it's a stick. This was on the original PlayStation, and it's one of the Star Wars games you should not play.
All right. Let's see. I have not. So, Caffeinated Comic Books. Hail, Uncle Ethan, Boss, Geeks and Gamers, and Jeff. Let's see. For Uncle E, thoughts on comic writers subverting fan expectations. Just got the initial hype. Also, what's Dido's problem with Dick Grayson and Wally West?
The Dio, you mean?
Didio, I'm sorry. Didio.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Eminem and Stan song.
It's a good song.
I was like, I don't know what her problem is.
I'm literally looking at my phone and the super chat at the same time, trying to deal with all this coming in.
Well, I can answer the Dio thing. I don't know. Ever since he's been there, he's had difficulty with legacy characters. Kyle Rayner, he wanted to kill Wally West. And Dick Grayson, because he thinks it ages our main heroes or something. He's had trouble with it. It's been a nuisance. It's been annoying that he's had trouble with it because most people don't.
Let's see. You guys say, how do you know? It's not Monday Matt that's flagging me. No, it's not Monday Matt, guys. That was a joke. It's a joke about the whole thing. So Warrior Bortok says, reported today, Annette Bening is the Kree Supreme Intelligence in Captain Marvel. Thoughts? Really?
I knew she was in the movie, but I didn't know that's what her role was.
I didn't know that. I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts on it at this point. I just don't care about Captain Marvel in general. You know what I mean? So...
Which is disappointing. Like, not that you're not excited, but like I've been working on the books. I've been watching movies when I work, and I've been putting on Infinity War, and I'm just so glad that that's the movie we got. And I'm like, man, we're gonna follow it up with this. And if we get the sequel to Infinity War and it's garbage because of Captain Marvel, I think more people are gonna be pissed off than they can imagine.
Yep. All right. Fluffy Hugs says, what do you think of the Harry Potter coaster in Jurassic Park 1 opening in 2021? I'm very excited for those. I haven't been to Universal in years, so I haven't really seen a lot of the updated Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, but the new Jurassic World or the new Jurassic Park expansion is going to be cool too, and then obviously the Nintendo Land. So Universal's kicking ass right now, so I'm really excited for it. So all right, let's see, Reducer 1 E stopped eating pie to write some great new songs. Well, isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? I'm happy to hear that. Ted White, EVS not eating pie till Star Wars Celebration. His poor wife. All right. The Honest Reviews. Recently rewatched the prequel trilogy after so many years, and even though it's not the best told, but it's clear what the goal Lucas wanted to do, and watching Clone Wars helped fill in the gaps. I agree. So let's see. Scottski02, can we send EVS a healthy pie?
No, I'm honestly, I'm eating really well. I don't need to eat any pies or cookies or anything. I'm doing pretty good. I lost 22 pounds this month, so
nice.
Yeah, we're you know, trying to get into shape.
Nice. Let's see. Brian from the Rebellion. Jer Army, take up arms. Jeremy is under attack. I'm good. I'm not even worried about this little blip in the road. But thank you for the support. Go Jerify. Warren Beatty is supreme unintelligence. Jeff Myers, any insight on Dido? Is it Dido? How do you say that?
Dido.
Dido can't put fans' customers' preferences over his own as far as legacy characters go. It's just crazy. So any insight on that, guys?
I think it's a shame. I honestly think that it's almost like, I don't know. He sees the DCU as a bunch of action figures that he needs to organize a certain way. They only make sense. They all have to coexist in a certain way.
Yep.
Like the Super Friends.
Yeah, it's why he keeps doing these kind of gigantic crisis books or something like Convergence. You know, all these events that try to wrestle with how complicated the DC universe is. Not interesting.
Yeah, and we just hit 1,000 likes, everybody. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We've maintained around 1,200 viewers all night long. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. So, all right, DK Samaritan's Sanctuary. Thank you, Jeremy, for standing up for Mecca. Grade A. Cheers. Hey, again, and I'm just one person. You know what I mean? It's like she's the one, you know, taking all the heat, and I just wanted to make a video in support of her, and you know. I'm glad to be part of, you know, this awesome group of people. There's just so many awesome people within the Fandom Menace, and I'm glad to be part of it. That's it. I'm glad to be part of it, and I'm glad that Pablo likes my car videos. All right, so we're caught up with Super Chat, so that's about it, guys. So we're probably going to wrap this up here very soon. Random, do you have any thoughts as we close this out?
I want to thank all of you guys for just coming in, being so supportive and amazing, and I felt my heart went out to everybody who was like so heartbroken over Star Wars, and I saw the same type of stuff happening in Star Trek, and I love both. I definitely love both, but I'm more of an expert in the Star Trek field, and when I see the crap that you guys go through, and now I'm kind of getting a lot of that too. It's like, you know, I made the right decision in kind of speaking out against all this stuff. I made the right decision changing my channel format last June when I was still doing gaming Let's Plays to like nobody. And, you know, I made the right decision to kind of stand with all of the people in the community that like had my heart and had my passion and my interest. So thank you guys so much. It has been such an amazing few days, and it's kind of overwhelming. So, but yes, thank you all so much.
Well, we appreciate that, and we appreciate you, and you know, keep fighting the good fight. All right, Jeff, anything?
I guess I want to thank all the new subscribers we got. We're on a huge upsurge. Thank you to everybody that's out there that hasn't subscribed to the channel. Check out World Class Bullshitters, because when we hit 100,000 subscribers, we want to do one up you, Jeremy. You know how you did your 24-hour stream?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we want to do a 40-hour stream, because me and the guys did the math. We want to do, before Avengers Endgame comes out, every Marvel movie, a commentary here on YouTube, all in one sitting. We're going to do shifts. We're going to get people to tag in and tag out. We're going to rely on the fans to come help us.
You're going to do the relay then a little bit.
Yeah, but we want to do that if we can hit it before Avengers Infinity War. And at this rate, we're going to have it happen. So get involved with that community. We got a podcast this Thursday night. I have no clue what we're going to talk about yet, but that's going to be the next time you hear from me, because I'm working on Stealing Solo, getting a few things finished here and there. And then I'll be back with making more videos. I got a really, really good one in the pipeline. So everyone so far has got 100,000 views. Let's make that trend continue to happen.
That's it, man. And like I said, with you're closing in on 85, 90,000 subs. EVS is at 95,000, closing in on 100,000. I'm so proud of you guys, and I'm really happy to see all the success. And it just shows how supportive everybody is of what we're doing and what we continue to do, and that makes it so much easier to deal with the little bit of resistance we get. But EVS, what you got?
Well, I just want to thank everybody who's been patiently waiting for Cyberfrog. It's a labor of love, and I do appreciate all the support that it's getting as I post preview pages and sneak peeks on Twitter and on the campaign page. Thanks to everyone for being supportive of Mecha Random. It's very important that this community stand behind her, protect her, not allow her to be bullied from the internet. We can't let that happen again. Not to anyone who associates themselves with the Fandom Menace. So, and I know this. I know that like you guys are not going to let that happen. So, appreciate it.
All right, guys. So again, it's been good to be back on the High Council. I will not be here next week. I apologize. I will be in Atlanta. I will be editing with Ivan on this project that I was out in LA, this music video that we're working on. And so I've got to invest all of my time into that. So I won't be here. But where are we at next week?
Ethan. With me.
Ethan? Okay, so be on
I'll be ready to go.
Yeah, so we'll be on EVS's channel. Again, this video will not be publicly listed on the Geeks and Gamers channel. It will be unlisted, so if you have the link, you can still go back and listen, but I will download it, and I will upload it to my D-Day Cobra channel. That is DDAYCOBRA. That's my personal channel. And again, thank you for all the support. Oh, we got a couple super chats. Aaron says, EVS, have you had rhubarb pie? Hashtag resist the soy.
No, I've never tried it. Never have.
Matt Becker says, tell us how you pooped yourself on the train.
That wasn't me. That was another comic book artist who pooped his pants on the train after eating too many ballpark hot dogs. Decided his big plan was to run off the train because there was a sporting goods store at this one stop. Ran into the sporting goods store, tried to buy a pair of sweatpants, bought them real quick with still poop in his pants. Ran back onto the train. It started moving. He went into the bathroom, and he opened up the bag, took out what he thought were sweatpants. Turns out he bought a sweatshirt instead. So that's the story.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, again, thank you, everybody. And then Mecha Random, thanks again for joining us and, giving us a little bit of insight on what you've been dealing with. So.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you for the support. Smash the melee button, share the video, subscribe to all of the channels within the Fandom Menace, and we will see you again next week over on Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Good night.